welcome to another episode of the old Dropped Frames. Our first proper normal show in like, I don't know, 2 years maybe. I think that's how that works out. If you multiply time by COVID and the past
We're like
year.
4.5.
Yeah, and Cohh has additional multipliers there with the moving. He's been a little busy, so yeah. How is the moving going, Cohh? The message you just sent me in Slack is one of those I've never read before. I've never read a message like that.
Yeah.
So you've got some different moving parameters than I've dealt with before.
Yep. So it's been a thing. The issue I think is that the house is not really close to this one. So just like mundane trips are like, a multi-hour experience. So, you forget one thing and it's like a huge deal because you just don't have it and you're not going to get it. So like last night, I got up at about 6 o'clock yesterday morning and I was still driving home at 9. And then of course, get to the new house and everything. And it's a complete mess because my 4 and 2-year-old, they're sleeping in a new place.
Oh boy.
Can't fit my 2-year-old Kai's crib, which he's been sleeping in since he was basically born, into his room because it won't fit. So we have to put him on like an actual bed for the first time in a new place. So that was my night, basically, just trying to keep him consoled. It was a thing. Yeah.
Are you all moved in apart from? I'm beating around what you said in the Slack chat.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to say that, but
I'll go ahead and say it.
Is everything moved in besides that?
Did you already announce that we're ending a little early?
No. We'll end a little bit early, but it's for this very particular reason. Which
we're ending a little bit early because for those that don't know, one of Lena's horses is not loading properly. What that means is that the horse is not getting into the vehicle in which you move the horse around. A lot of people think that that's an easy thing. For some horses it is, and for some horses it is nigh impossible. This is actually my horse having nay impossible.
Yeah.
This particular horse having issues is my horse Roach, who has had issues on and off in the past with loading. And what he's doing now is he's getting on, like after like 20 minutes of trying, he'll get on and then he'll start freaking out in the trailer, which is not good because horses are very large and very powerful. And then they have to take him out and they're like trying to figure out what's going on. And it's just, what I'm trying to tell them is if they just put him on the roof, he'll be a lot more happy.
No, just get him on the motorcycle. Just let him drive that. Yeah.
I could just kind of like get on the motorcycle and then put his like front legs over there, underlegs here, just tie the legs together in front of me. And then I could just take off. But for some reason she won't let me do that. I don't know why.
If we're going to continue the bad jokes, imagine the horsepower,
Oh, nice. Yes. Chat, unfortunately I cannot ride him there. I would not be able to ride him there. It's not really how it
I kind of do an IRL stream of you riding the horse all the way to your new house.
Ride the horse all the way to my new house.
Yeah.
This is what I saw in my head when you said it wasn't loading properly.
Yeah.
It
was a new sentence for me.
I love it.
It was a new sentence for me. I've never moved a horse, so yeah, that's a new one. Good luck with the horse moving.
Thank you very much. So anyway, JP and Zeke are being nice to me, so I'm going to leave a little bit early today. I think we're going to end the show a little bit early today because my wife has been doing all this stuff. There's a lot of stuff she was planning on doing, she's not been able to do, so I'm going to jump in and try to get all that done. So
yeah,
and we'll see where that goes.
So if we're doing like old business, last I owe still. I don't know if you paid up, JP, but I know I owe.
Oh, did we ever figure out like what it was?
At least $650 for the F-bombs.
Okay.
And did anyone get back to anyone about the $10 a hole?
My mods had like the last 2 rounds of 18 and not the first 2 rounds of 18. And that was in the like 300 range, I want to say, for all of us. So we can either just like round up or we can hope that someone goes and does it. I'm okay if we're doing you could do like 1,000 maybe and I'll do.
Yep.
I mean, I probably do like 500, probably 500, 600.
I'll do 1,000.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm probably around 1,000 too. I can throw that in.
Okay.
I think the link is still up. Let me check. I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, is the donation link still live?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is.
What is that link? In case anyone else is.
cohh.tv/donate.
Okay.
Take you right to it.
I will leave it up on my monitor and handle that so I don't capture my information for some reason during the show. I'll get to that after the stream. Is there any old news, old things? Zeke, how's the past week been? Good? Anything crazy happen? I've just been seeing you playing games. Yeah.
Didn't talk about, like, I went to visit my family. I went on vacation for a little bit. Yep. I don't know if we
mentioned that last week.
That. Yeah. Okay. Has it been that long since I've been back?
Last week was the fill up.
I still feel like I'm getting in the swing of it, man.
Yeah. Last week we made news as the news, which is always a weird thing. Yeah.
Dude.
We were on the old IGNs and the GameSpots and the Kotakus and all the places. And only one publication called it Cohh Carnage's podcast, which I thought was very good. And they went back and corrected it.
But wasn't that was like a German publication or something, right? It was a different country.
Maybe. I thought it was. Remember, I don't want to name and shame the publication. They're rather smaller, on the smaller side of things, but I think they were an American publication. But yeah, it was definitely Cohh Carnage's podcast there. But then they went back and changed it, so I guess more credit to them.
Nice.
More credit to them. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, when you look at the digits, it's like this guy's got like 3 times as many as one of them, and like 10 times as many as the other one. So like, it's got to be that guy. It's got to be his podcast.
That's true. But yeah, everyone else just linked straight to the VOD and called it the Drop Frame Show. And most of them didn't even name the 3 of us.
One of them called it Dropping Frames.
Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
That was a little. I like that too. That was cool.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's always a fun thing to occur when you do an interview like that it just starts popping up, because you never really know like what's gonna be the headline from a show like that. You hope that you ask the headline question, or you hope that gets pulled somewhere. You just never know. You can never really make sure of that stuff. So it was cool to see. Anyways, we can just jump straight into the news now that we're kind of talking a little bit about it. We could talk about some of the more recent Twitch news. The biggest being, unless there's something that I missed, on Monday, follower emotes are now in beta.
Do you have that?
I do have that, yeah.
Does it just pop up in your emotes?
Yeah, I got an email with it, and then at the top it just says follower emotes, and it says upload 5, and there you go. So we didn't have any like new emotes prepared, but we put some old Final Fantasy emotes in. Yeah, it seems, I think the follower emote stuff, I want to say that people have been requesting that for like a couple of years now.
Many years.
Yeah.
We've been requesting that since like way back in the day.
Yeah. You can't use them on other channels. You can only use it in the channel that you, that has them and that you are following. I'm curious to see if it's going to turn into like follower bait, right? Like, I think that's maybe their hope, is to drive followers for these channels.
Probably.
Yeah. Apart
people
from that,
want to participate in those chats.
Yeah. I don't have, do either of y'all have the /cheer function?
What do you know?
No, maybe not cheer.
No.
Chant. Sorry. Yeah. Cheer is actual bits. Chant is I do not have the chant command. I'm curious if you put the chant command in a chat with follower emotes, when they go to type that chant or like click chant, if it says you're not following the channel, you can't use this. I wonder how that interacts.
Well, I'm guessing it's like a normal emote where it'll just show up as text instead.
You don't think there would be a prompt like saying you don't have access to these? Okay.
I don't think they're scanning the text that thoroughly.
Yeah.
Only unless it's a command. Is there kind of like an intermediary between the input and the execution?
Yeah.
I've seen.
Yeah, I was trying to see if we
What is a chant? A chant is basically a chant is a new system Twitch is coming up with that definitely has some cool uses, especially in larger channels. And basically it's a line of text that a mod can initiate, and then other people in the channel can post the exact same line of text by just clicking a button. So it's an actual UI element. It's official copy pasta.
Yeah.
So if you've ever been in Admiral Baru's chat, it is essentially automating that. So like right when a funny copy pasta comes along, a mod selects it, does chant, and then instead of having people having to actually go through all the hubbub of selecting and Control C and all that, no one has time for that shit.
Yeah.
They can just click a button, and then it just pops it in. So I mean, there are some really cool things that you could do with that. You know, an enemy or a streamer's fighting a big boss. You know, give him. You know, hey, mods can go, hey, chat, give him your power. You know, and puts a little like Kirby giving power thing, and everyone does that. A big event happens. Someone says something, hey, it's my birthday today, and the mods can do happy birthday so and so, and people can chant that. Like there's some cool uses.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's just spam. All it is doing is just saving a Control C, a Control V.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's also it depends on, I guess, how you perceive it, but in some ways it can definitely like liven up a chat. If you're playing a game that doesn't have like chat,
smaller ones.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're playing a game or your channel is lurker heavy, instead of having the lurkers like actually have to type something out, they could just click a button and then it'll say whatever that spam is.
On a much now this is not one of those things that I think would be widespread, but I do kind of like the idea of like an accessibility thing.
Sure.
Like if somebody has like motor issues with their hands and the whole like careful selecting and then keyboard strokes and stuff, like especially if Twitch allowed you to like hotkey it, or just clicking a big button is a lot easier, and then you could participate in potentially like a block of text.
Yeah,
so that could be it could be kind of cool.
Potentially also giveaways as well, right? Like, can it just be exclamation point giveaway and then people just click that rather than
bot could automate a chant for the enter command?
Yeah, that might be kind of nice. Also, the other big thing is mods can just troll the shit out of you. Is another use of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've seen a handful of creators use it for. Yeah. So, or I should.
It would be great for getting
mods. Yeah.
We have the spoiler emote that works great. People just kind of spam spoiler emotes whenever somebody drops a spoiler in. The mods being able to like have a spoiler chant on hotkey.
Yeah.
Could be kind of nice too, because that's a little bit better. A lot of times you don't want to clear the whole chat, so it'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you, Zeke. I just saw that come through, by the way.
You did? Okay, good.
Oh, the donation. Yeah.
Yep.
And then animated emotes have been live for about half a month, 23 days or something like that. I think across the board, everyone seems to enjoy them. I haven't seen any issues with the animated emotes or anyone complaining about them. I think the only complaint is probably there's too little. We want more than 5. And if you have BTTV or FFZ, you've had animated emotes for a while. I wonder how many people have actually like sought out BTTV and FFZ because of animated emotes, like having not seen them for so long. Did you finally install it?
BTTV?
Yeah. Or have you had it for a while?
A while ago. Yeah. That's the whole reason I installed it in the first place. Is because I would see people spamming words in all caps, and I'd be like, I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
What are you saying? What does everybody say on Megalol?
Yeah. What is copium?
So there's a animated copium version. If you're on that PNG version, there's a straight up animated version, which is really good.
So what I've done, because I mean, branding, am I right?
Oh yeah.
So what I've done is I've had Julia make like all the popular ones, like Nopers and Copium and all that. And if you add that to your Better Twitch TV channel, it overwrites the actual one using the exact same words.
Yep.
So then you can use those. And yeah, it's I really like the Better Twitch TV or BTTV does that.
Yep.
It's super cool that they're not like copyright. It already exists. They're just like, okay, that's cool.
Yep.
Whatever you want.
That's the way to do it. I think you'll see a lot of, I think Lyric has been doing the same. I think maybe Dan and Baru have some as well. Like
Lyric has an entire FFZ pack.
Yeah.
I think as far as I know, he's like the only streamer that does. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
I don't really know how it works. I don't see people use it too often, but I think it's just because it's not advertised very much.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool, whatever it is.
It is. It's definitely, in a lot of ways, I think we'll see a lot of that moving forward on a bunch of different channels. And then
real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before we move on.
Yeah.
Kudos to Twitch for the follow and animated emotes. Also the emote library. Like these are features we have literally been asking for years. And they not only got it done, but it all seems to work and it's relatively intuitive and people are using the absolute hell out of the emotes. And it's just good. it's so nice to have like Twitch do something and it's just like no backlash, no issue. It's just good. It's just good. The only thing they need to do, and it may exist, but I have seen more than a few people be like, I don't like animated emotes and I want them to be static.
I think
I
you
don't
can
know
turn
if you
them
can,
off.
Can you do that? Okay, cool.
I have heard people say that you can. I have not looked into it because it's not something that I want. But
yeah, I love the animated emotes personally. I love them.
Chad is saying you can turn them off as a
Great.
Twitch functionality. So that's cool.
Awesome. In that case, all good.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yep. The only thing I would want more, and then it would be a perfect flawless system, is editors able to get in there and manipulate the emotes themselves. But I get kind of why I have never heard Twitch give a reason why it doesn't exist. I would think that one of those reasons or a portion of that reason is probably security issues, right? Like they can trust a streamer. Can they trust a streamer's editor? I don't know.
It would be cool if they allowed editing, but then the editing wouldn't bypass the auto queue. Like editing would go into the normal 2-week like thing, and that way you could just give your editors like 30 to 40 themed emotes for a game releasing in a couple weeks. And and they would go straight to your library.
You could just
instead of live, and then you could just put them in. Yeah, that'd be super cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, again, it's great how it is, and thanks.
100%. There's always something else, right? We'll find something.
There's always something else. The first day, I was like, "Wow, this is so cool!" Now animate all of them. We want 60 animated spots.
Yeah.
We will never be happy.
Without a doubt.
No, yeah, it's great.
Without a doubt. The other bit of Twitch news, I'm interested on y'all's point of view of this as well. We're always talking about kind of the interaction between Twitch and the streamers and the games that they're streaming, and how those three things can always interact. There was and this is also somewhat self-serving, admittedly. There was a collaboration campaign, is what they're calling it, last week. I think it went live on Monday or maybe Tuesday, between Twitch and Final Fantasy XIV Online. And the campaign was that if you go into a channel of, or a channel from a list of pre-approved channels that were chosen by Twitch and Final Fantasy, I believe, and you gift 4 Twitch subscriptions when they are playing that game, specifically Final Fantasy XIV, you are then given a code, which then you can go and redeem to get a mount in-game. And it is done for a handful of broadcasters extremely well. We're talking like 30, 40,000 gifted subs on a couple of them for one channel, when they usually average like, 400 to like 1,000 subs generally. So it's great for people that have been streaming that game for a very, 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 very long time, and kind of finally getting their support, as I would say, because in a lot of ways, the Final Fantasy XIV team and Twitch, it's just never really taken off. I think that game's a little bit different compared to WoW. It's so story-based that it is a little bit difficult to kind of watch the same story that you've already played for 200 plus hours. Rating does get in its viewership over time, but it's cool to see. I think where it's not cool to see, there are definitely issues with it. It's definitely like the rich get richer in a sense of the people at the top of the directory are the ones who those float to, and the people that, do not sit at the top of that directory, the like sub 100 viewers, they've gotten a handful of gifted subs, but it's nowhere in the like 20 to 40 grand gifted sub range, right? Like it's a couple hundred, which also nothing to bat an eye at, but
yeah. So like here's the short and narrow of it. Like, first of all, at the very top level, it's amazing,
right?
Because it's a hugely synergistic thing between a developer and the people that love their games. They are basically in kind of a quasi unofficial way, they are sponsoring all those streams in some cases for obscene amounts.
Totally.
Because basically, they have to be playing the game to get that money. So it is kind of a sponsoring kind of thing, in a way. But the thing is they, as cool as that was, from what I have seen, they really dropped the ball on selecting who was part of it.
They did.
Not only in the narrow scope of like the big get bigger kind of thing, but also in the fact that they like completely left some big people out. Like Dodger, for instance, who is in there all the time. Strippin, has been a huge influencer for Final Fantasy XIV. completely ignored. I don't know if Jesse got in either. And it's like, these are
Jesse's
people that
a
have
unique case, but yeah.
Yes, that's true. That's true because of his subsystem.
Yeah.
But you know, it's still a weird thing. A Fedoris actually Dex bonus got offered but turned it down. Oh. Really? I
know she was initially offered it, and I did my due diligence to make sure that she was included. I didn't know that she declined it, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. But that being said, like I think it's a really cool thing that they did, but the only kind of issue there is, and the only thing that could have made it a little bit more interesting is if they somehow did a capping system.
Yeah,
I think that would have made it. I think that would have made it exceptionally cool. So, for instance, once a stream got 2,000 subs, then it'd be like an overlay element would pop up being like, please be aware, please find another stream. They would then request streamers who are in the program to put in their title and announce that people can knock get them out by gifting their sub.
Yep.
Maybe to the point where they, I think it would be super cool if it not only capped, but like they had a list that they moved through based on
the cap.
well-researched being the key two words there, community members who have streamed the game. So that way, because I mean, it's a lot of people are like, oh, well, why don't you just open up to everyone in the directory? Well, because that would cause some huge issues. There's, you'd probably use it for money laundering or some shit. Like it would be a mess. Like you can't really just open it up to the directory, but you can be a lot better in plugging in, like track who's playing your game over the course of months and like make actual comprehensive lists and schedules and stuff like that. And more importantly, like Square Enix could have been like, okay, here's this 2-hour time slot is this streamer. This 2-hour time slot is this streamer. Like Tarkov and Warframe has done, where it's like they really could have spread the wealth if they wanted to, but instead they were just like, go wild. The thing is, though, is it is good because some really great streamers got wild success. And that's fantastic. Streamers like Mr. Happy, who live and breathe Final Fantasy XIV, like he had a huge time from this event. And that's great. That's great. There were some winners that should have been winners and everything's good. But there were also some people that should have been winners that frankly just weren't.
Right.
And that's unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, my own moral dilemma is I stream Final Fantasy and like evangelize for it a fair amount. I don't stream the game every single day. So like that first day I was super hesitant to even float myself into that directory because I would bring an audience that typically doesn't watch Final Fantasy and somewhat sit on top of it or near the top pretty easily. So I was just telling people to go use it on other channels that day. And then we kind of been doing power hours ever since. It's definitely been front loaded in terms of people that just want to gift subs that wanted to get it initially, right? Like it's died down. But if I go and sit in the directory for an hour or two, like I have the past week, every day has been around like 250 to 500 gifted subs, which is like obviously awesome. That's a huge amount just for like sitting in a directory. And then once the stream was over, I would usually find someone. And this is another thing that was kind of crazy to me. I want to say it was Sunday or maybe Monday night. I did like the power hour or two of streaming. And then I went to the list that Square provided and opened up literally every single stream that was there. No one was live on that list except for me.
See, scheduling, man. That's the thing.
What am I supposed to do?
They should have been doing that in like 2-hour chunks, and before they even announced that program, that schedule should have been live, like Guardian Con GCX does, where it's like, and then they could have even had a main channel open,
right,
that didn't accept gift subs that would always show you where to go. So if you ever were wondering, like, where do I go to get the Chocobo thing, or whatever the amount was, you could go to that channel, and then it would funnel you to exactly who should get that.
Totally.
Again, I hope they do something like this again.
But
it could be done so much better.
I agree. The other thing that also sucks, and this happened a lot it's happened pretty much every single day. It'll probably happen sometime today. Because of the fact that a lot of people don't read, unfortunately, on the internet, but they see a stream that they can go to. They'll click the stream, go to the stream, just gift the subs, and I'm playing like Fire Emblem, or I'm doing just chatting. They gift 4 or 5 subs, they don't get anything for that. And I have to be like, contact Twitch and like try to get a refund because they should give you one, and go check out some of the other streamers that are streaming it. Because thanks for the gifted subs, but you're not going to get anything for that. You just kind of lit somebody on fire, unfortunately. And so there needs to be parameters around that.
No refunds.
Oh, there are no refunds on gifted subs?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I
think you should have said that.
Nervous.
Oh, thanks. That didn't get you the things there, but no refunds. Have a great day now. Bye-bye.
So
thanks for watching.
There's definitely some issues.
Like if I was a less morally upstanding person, I might take advantage of something like that.
Look, here's the other thing. I haven't seen it yet, but they didn't really like safeguard the system at all. If you really wanted to, if I really wanted to, I could sit in that directory 24 hours a day.
Oh, and just soak it all up.
Soak it all up, like happened with the drops from Valorant when that was a thing, way back when. It's definitely like exploitable in a lot of ways. Granted, I think Square would be pretty quick to be like, you're done. Like we're removing you from the fucking system. Stop being an asshole. But
I
definitely exploit it.
Don't think they would. I mean, like they aren't doing anything to spread it around. So it's like, why would they get on you for that? You know what I mean?
Could be.
Like if anything, you might get a message from them, you know, being like, hey, could you play another game or something like that would be an awkward conversation. We see you're having fun in our game, but could you like go play some, what was that? Escape from Tarkov or something?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that would be a bit awkward.
Yeah. It also has it has admittedly died down, as it would, as it should since like last week. The directory also spiked in viewership, and now it seems to kind of, as I'm looking at the numbers on a random Wednesday a week later, it is a little bit lower than it was obviously last week.
It's Warframe syndrome. Everyone comes there, they get their drops that they want, and then they move on. I mean, a lot of people that don't even watch Twitch, just like you said, they come and just get what they want, and then they're and then they go back to their why would you want people to play video games kind of thinking.
Totally. Yeah. But it definitely, you know, napkin math for me is probably 80 to maybe 100,000 subs were gifted in that directory over the past week.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool to see for a directory that like generally doesn't get that amount of support on any level. It's cool. Like I hope it's definitely one of those things where like they tested the waters, and I wonder if other devs are watching and we'll kind of like work on that type of system and implement it in other games. But I don't know. The gifted stub, it's also like, well, you could have also just sponsored some streams in a way, right? Like
that you don't get the same PR though. I mean, there's a certain value associated with seeing a company that large directly help people who a lot of times, you know, are publicly in positions where that's their entire income. So, and to be fair, I'm one of the people affected by that. I see that and I go, good on you, Square.
Right.
Like that's something they would never get if they just sponsored some streams. You know, like there's this whole amount of PR that the value is included in what they're spending, and that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
All of this so you can ride a fat chicken in a game.
Do you have any idea how many tendies you could get from that thing?
A lot of tendies.
That's a lot of tendies, and they're tender tendies too, because that's young. It looks like that doesn't look like a full. That's like chicken veal. Is there a term for that?
Sure. Yeah, I think that's canon.
Well,
chocobo veal.
Sure.
Yeah,
it's an age thing, but you know what? Whatever. Who cares? It's probably just as good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I want chicken tendies. Damn it.
Tendies are pretty good.
Tendies are good.
Tasty. They're pretty tasty.
Just real quick, good point to mention before we move on.
Yeah.
Somebody in chat says, Cohh, you guys are talking like the event is over, but you should mention it runs until August 24th.
It does. It's 2 months long.
So if you are, and now hopefully maybe they'll actually like, you know, make some positive changes in that time. That'd be nice. But yeah, if you still want to do it, you can go see that list and, you know, donate to a streamer.
I mean,
I guess tip a streamer.
It was one of those things when they first came to me, I was like, well, I guess I'm interested, but like 2 months, I don't like, after a week or after 3 days, it's probably going to die down. I'm very curious to see what happens in 2 months. If like people are still, if it picks back up again because of like the idea of FOMO entering and like, oh, you got 2 days left. Right.
Oh
like
yeah.
They do that type of
probably
thing.
Be a spike at the end.
Yeah.
Speaking of FOMO.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Our shirt.
I was going to use that transition as well.
All right.
Nice.
Today's our, if you got less than 12 hours now, I think you got 11 hours and 27 minutes if you want to grab the drop frame shirt. And then it's going away. It's going bye-bye. itme.jp/df or co.tv/df shirt. Is that right? Okay. All right.
You got it.
Yeah.
How much time is left?
And 11 hours and change, I think.
Oh, wow. It's the last day.
It's the last day. Yeah.
And this is the last drop frame shirt we will ever do.
It's true. In our minds, it is the last shirt we will ever do. Ever. So.
Ever. In the month of June 2021.
Yeah. So, you got to get it if you want it. Looks like 13 hours, 26 minutes, and 8 seconds as of this messaging. We'll do another shout out at that towards the end. If I forget, mods, feel free to yell at me. A little bit more of news, and then we'll go into what we've been playing. Hey, do you guys remember that Magic Legends game that we did? I did a sponsored stream for it. Cohh, did you do a sponsored stream for it?
I turned it down.
Okay. Zeke, I think you were on the show when we talked about it. It's shutting down. They're closing it up. October 31st.
Wait.
It's not even out.
It's out?
Nope. It never even came out. They're shutting it down before
they pulled a Crucible?
Yep.
Oh my. Oh, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And the even crazier part to me, but it definitely is indicative of the fact that like the dev team wants to continue making games. They're issuing refunds for anyone who spent money in game. Across the Arc and Epic Games Store launchers during the open beta. They will be refunded their full purchase amounts, which means that game potentially made like nothing because they're doing those refunds. I guess they maybe got money.
Bad?
I don't, it was pretty bad. It wasn't good. I could say that much.
Oh, it's a Diablo like. That's probably
it's an ARPG. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an ARPG card game. ARPG. That's
like, oh yeah, it was that bad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gone. Here their messaging is like very short as well. It's just like 2.5 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, and that's it. So yikes. I also wondered, like, they sponsored a very large, it was kind of, what's it called? What was that game that we played recently? I can't even remember it. Holy God. Dark Alliance. It's kind of Dark Alliance in a way, where they sponsored a lot of streamers to play that.
I had almost successfully blocked that from my memory, JP. How dare you?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, they really, man. Except Dark Alliance is a released steaming pile instead of, at least like yeah. Oh, my Lord. That poor game.
Yeah. That's true.
Icewind Dale deserved better.
Akbanon in my chat points out that they are both Hasbro IP and products. So that's two losses potentially in a row for Hasbro. Anyways, what else is there?
Whoa.
What's up?
Hera just says not only is that ending, but Wizards of the Coast cut the prize pool for their 2021 championship from 1 million to 250K for Magic the Gathering. They are hurting, I think.
Did they can just like go back? Was the tournament already happening? Was it already ongoing?
Guessing it hasn't happened yet.
Man.
But a 75% cut?
Yeah, that's rough.
Nosferat says, and the players are pissed.
As they should be. Yeah, I mean, that's a big deal.
Oof.
Yeah, that brings up the, like, how is Magic doing badly? Like, I mean, is an arena, like, I know I jumped back in and spent, like, a good amount on arena.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been back in a hot minute, but, like, I thought arena was doing pretty well for them.
Yeah.
Arena's fine. Paper Magic is suffering.
I guess everyone's buying like Pokemon over Magic in terms of like physical cards, right? Like, looks like Arena's doing well.
Yeah. This move of cutting the prize pool essentially ends professional Magic as it exists today, as Wizard moves to a system that supports a competitive environment without providing a salary or other pro benefits like the current system does for the top players.
Wow. Okay.
This is on .esports.
Gotcha.
Damn. Bummer, man.
Yeah, people in my chat are pointing out that Wizards is not hurting. They just had their strongest financial year.
Even weirder.
They're cutting the prize pool because Pro Play isn't pulling the views they want. Got it. So it's specifically the like Pro Tour, not It's the Overwatch syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spend a shit ton of money and then people aren't necessarily super into watching that. Is like, does Hearthstone...
Sir Chris, wizard rhymes with blizzard.
Well, I was going to Hearthstone. I don't like, are there any card games that are doing well competitively? I don't really know. As someone who, probably the three of us all collectively watch zero amount of competitive card game tournaments.
Most Hearthstone I watch is the one-off that Dan's Gaming does sometimes.
Yeah.
That's like once every couple months. And then I think my buddy Elo dabbled in it once in the last half year, just for funsies. And that's about it.
That makes sense. Yeah.
There's no like big card tournaments anymore. Then Pokemon, I'm guessing, still has a huge.
Pokemon's all about the card openings.
Yeah.
It's about the cards themselves. It's like baseball cards rather than a card game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think there are
not
Yu-Gi-Oh too.
There are still like world championships, I think, for Pokemon, or at least there was prior to COVID. They might have moved to all online, but the cards themselves are all definitely like baseball card collecting. Like it's a collectible at that point, not necessarily for actively playing it.
Chat's kind of hopping, and we've all been where Makoto is right now, where they want to add something, but they don't know what to add, so they just go, Pokemon is a card game.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Are you just naming true things?
It's true.
Zeke has a glorious beard.
True.
It's true.
Check.
It's true. Moving on. What else do we got? Todd Howard gave a interview, which is always a fun way to start a transition, because we could really go any way with this.
I know. I was going to say, where's this going?
He had an interview with the Telegraph, and where he talked about a bunch of things. One of those things being the Indiana Jones game, saying it's going well, saying that I think they started pitching that in 2009 to Lucas. So that's crazy. It took this long to get it going, but it's in full development over at Machine Games. And then he also gave a couple quotes regarding the Elder Scrolls game, the next Elder Scrolls game. Specifically stating, the new Starfield technology, Creation Engine 2, is sort of built for both games. It's like a new tech base. The new majority of our development work is on Starfield right now, but everybody works on everything, so projects kind of intertwine. It's good to think of the Elder Scrolls 6 as still being in a design phase, but we're checking the tech. Is this going to handle the things we want to do in that game? Every game will have some new suites of technology, so Elder Scrolls 6 will have some additions onto the Creation Engine 2 that the game is going to require. So, if you're wondering where the Elder Scrolls 6 is, Todd's saying it's, quote, in the still design phase. But they're working on the tech.
Not surprised that they want all eyes on Starfield right now.
That's how I read that too. That's, hey, look at, don't worry about Elder Scrolls.
Don't even think about it.
Starfield.
Put on your ES blinders and just focus on Starfield. That's all we're doing right now is Starfield.
Yep.
That's it.
Which is, I think that's smart for them, right? Like, in a lot of ways, they're not going to have to, like, they're going to, but the marketing for Elder Scrolls 6 is pretty easy. Remember Skyrim, that game that's still coming out on things like last year or this past year? Yeah, it's the next one of those. You'll probably want to play it.
Also, let's be real. It's like, I'm sure when they made these games back in the day, they have a style and everything. And at this point, with as many eyes as they have on it, and the fact that they're actually marketing Starfield as like Skyrim in space, I mean, what do you think Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be? It's basically going to be the same game, just in a different setting, or same type of game in a different setting. So the closer they come out, probably the more the more closer they come out, more cannibalistic that's going to be in terms of like where people put their money if they can only get one. So
right,
yeah, they probably want the Starfield stuff to be out before they really start pumping up ES6.
Right. It'll also be interesting to see, Starfield comes out. What's the long-term plan of like supporting that in a world where I would think that the entirety of Bethesda marketing is just going to go right behind Elder Scrolls 6 whenever that comes out. So do they kind of like push that off to the side once it's out for a year or so or 2 years, and then start going down the Elder Scrolls 6 marketing path? Or is that really the type of game where you don't have to like, people are already in, right? Like people are going to buy Elder Scrolls 6 before they even see it in a lot of ways. Or is it the opposite now? We're having this conversation with chat, like Skyrim has done so much, but Bethesda has also done a lot to kind of actively work against their own brand in recent years. Where does like Skyrim 6 enter into the world of games initially? Is it massive amounts of hype that people are immediately pre-ordering? Is it the wait and see approach? Like what does that look like? How much of that relies on Starfield actually being a win, right? Like, does that reclaim what Bethesda has had for a while now attached to its name?
They also very well could be so reserved about their roadmap because they want to be reactive to their players. Like if Starfield comes out and it's kind of lukewarmly received, then I mean they could very easily start blasting ES6 out there because they know, it's essentially already going to be a success. Let's be real. Like that franchise is successful and has yet to be tarnished outside of Blades, which I've heard is pretty good, but it's mobile and that immediately turns people off. On the flip side, if Starfield comes out and it is really good and people love it, then that could lead right into a Starfield 2, and then it's the kind of thing where they want more spacing so they can kind of like figure out how they're going to handle that situation. So it also brings up go ahead.
It seems like it's very similar to CDPR. Like they have The Witcher and they have Cyberpunk, right? And I bet you if like a new Witcher came out, like people would forget, like not necessarily forget, but they would definitely like be more forgiving, I think, of CDPR if a new Witcher came out. And I think like Skyrim is like it's untouchable as far as like how much people have played it, love it, mod it, all that shit. So
there's a big caveat though.
I think they could, go ahead.
A Witcher would have to come out and it'd have to be good.
Has a Witcher ever not been good?
Well, the argument there is a CDPR product ever not good? Like that's, I think, what a lot of people thought when Cyberpunk was coming out. Like, oh, they made The Witchers. They eventually made that great. Cool. It's going to be awesome. But now even me, I'm concerned about the next Witcher product because I'm like, are they going to rush that one too? Is it going to be the kind of thing that releases too early? Like now we don't really know anymore. It's the same thing that happened with Bethesda. That's basically what's happened with CDPR.
Yeah. You bring up CDPR. I'll insert this little news bit. At the WSE Innovation Day, CDPR CEO Adam Kaczynski said that the team was constantly working on patches to improve the performance and stability, and eventually got out there and said that Cyberpunk 2077 stability has reached a, quote, satisfactory level, according to the CEO. So,
what?
Yeah. According to the translation, courtesy of Eurogamer is the one reporting this, Eurogamer.net. According to the translation courtesy of Google Translate, Kaczynski told TVN24, quote, "We have already achieved a satisfactory level in this regard of stability. We've also been working on the overall efficiency, which we are also quite happy about. Of course, we also removed bugs and glitches, and we will continue to do that. Over time, we'll be introducing improvements to the general systems that players are paying attention to," he added.
Okay. I have to be fair, I have heard that the last patches have made the game a lot less buggy and more stable.
Right.
But I had not heard that it had been like that it was now to the point where we would call it like say good. I've heard that it's been a pretty big improvement, but you're talking about a pretty big improvement over something that was pretty terrible.
That was on fire.
So
right.
Yeah.
The bottom of the article, maybe put these at the top of them, but I guess that gets us scrolling down. Does have an update on the article. It says the story has been updated.
This article is false.
Story has been updated to clarify that the satisfactory, quote, may only refer to the game's stability and not the game as a whole. Apologies for any confusion. So
that's good.
Yeah. An interesting thing to see that. Also an interesting thing that they're getting out of the way of Elder Scrolls, and that I wonder if that's the last time they speak of Elder Scrolls 6 up until Starfield comes out. If this is like the last we hear anything about it from Todd or anyone at Bethesda, so they can.
I bet they want to keep the fire stoked. I think it's the last. I don't think we're going to get anything meaningful about Elder Scrolls 6, but I would not be surprised if they breadcrumb it through Starfield, especially like if a lot of eyes are on Starfield. They can get even more eyes on ES6 breadcrumbs. And for the record, breadcrumbs are like when you basically talk about something without any actual content or information. You're just like hyping it up essentially without actually delivering anything. So, so a lot of the Cyberpunk stuff was breadcrumby, for instance. But I wouldn't be surprised to see that. But again, I think it's all going to be depending on how good Starfield is and how big it is. And also if they try to rush it. We'll have to see.
Well, we got a release date for it, 2 years out, or a year out, I guess, next November. So 2 years out, a year and change.
And we still haven't seen any gameplay.
Yeah. We'll probably see that at the Game Awards, right? I would think that has to track. Or are they going to do the type of thing like they did with Fallout 76, where they were 3, or was that 4, where they're like 3 months out and show the gameplay?
4.
Yeah.
Well, I think they did the full announcement, didn't they? Pretty much.
Yeah, that might have. It's been a while. It's been a handful of years since I remember everything that happened. That was the E3 where he walked out in like the leather jacket and people lost their shit, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. That was a good
Sounds
year.
right.
Bethesda. That was a good year.
That was the Fallout Shelter year, right? Same year?
Might have been.
Yeah.
Might have been. Yeah.
Yeah. That was probably their biggest E3 showing.
Really good year.
Because then the following years they went shit.
Live. They went live with Fallout Shelter and announced Fallout 4 is coming like in the same Yep.
Yeah. It's a big year for sure. Some other news, Housemarque is being welcomed officially to the PlayStation Studios.
That announcement, though.
Yeah, they kind of, PlayStation Japan specifically kind of jumbled the announcement because they uploaded the wrong image as they welcomed Bluepoint Games to the PlayStation family in their image. Bluepoint Games, of course, responsible for the Demon Souls remaster, and before that, the Shadow of the Colossus remaster. So that might be next week's news.
Just imagine. Big welcome to Housemarque. Oh, shit. Take it down. Take it down.
Yeah. Remakes, not remastered. Sorry.
Oh, no.
It's one of those things where you think about, like, as someone who has a lot of different graphics created for, like, social media, it was probably like image 1, image 2. Go ahead and upload image 1. Oh, you clicked image 2. Fuck. Right? It's the type of thing where just a simple
And
mistake.
these days, it was probably some dude in his boxers at like 8 a.m. Probably didn't even work in Japan, so he had to get up early, like syncing time zones, from his laptop in bed.
Yep. 100%.
Well, I know when I go like on my phone to tweet something, it goes recent images, and some of those recent images, I'm just like, oh my God, no, please.
Sure.
Like, I would hate to accidentally fucking post that.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Like,
You're
I'm going to be playing more Returnal today. Photo of a big poop I took. Like, no.
You wouldn't want to post that.
And relax. I only do that when it's otherworldly. Like, I only do it. It's like I've done it like 3 times in my life.
Mm.
Okay.
Still exists, though. I mean, still exists. And speaking of...
when other people just have to see it, that's when I take the picture. When you go to the bar and show it around, with that big smile on your face.
It's true.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't show it to everyone. I just show it to I'm picky. Like, I show it to the people who would appreciate it and nobody else.
He's got a group DM where they just share their, once a year. Keep everyone updated on their fiber intake. It's very important.
Yep. Well, you got to be careful. You only get 1 post a year. You only get you got to make sure it's the best one.
That's correct, Chad. It's called the Poop Group. That's the name of it. The old Poop Group. Yep. It's true. Hey, Zeke, you're playing that Housemarque game. At the moment, you're playing Returnal.
Transition!
How are you liking the Returnals? I'm not tuned in. That's who makes Returnals, Housemarque.
But they also make Astrobot?
No, this is just like the PlayStation Games family. They've made Super Stardust HD and the PlayStation 4 launch title that I'm blanking on that was a lot of fun. Chat, help, quick. Resogun. If you remember Resogun from the PS4 launch. Okay. They also made that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Are you liking Returnal? How far are you in it? Because we've definitely... I'm curious. Did you listen to us talk about that when we just spoiled everything with Max on the show? Were you muted at that point?
No, I think you took his stuff off, didn't
Okay, you took your headphones off.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Pretty sure I took my headphones off. Yeah.
Yeah, because we definitely talked about everything in that game.
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, I like everything is pretty like surprising. The core things about it. I definitely I knew going in. But there's all the twists and turns, story wise and that kind of stuff is all new. I made it to. I think I want to say I made it to the halfway point, where like an event happens. And you're like, oh no!
Sure.
Yeah. I got to that part. That was basically like towards the end of or not towards the end, but like last stream I got to that point.
Okay. Yeah.
And it took. I was ashamed to say how long it took it to dawn on me what happened. I'm like, oh, like in the middle, like. It's just like after all of it had been told, I'd been sitting there going over in my head. I'm like walking through, and I was just like, dude.
What's been your favorite gun thus far? I think me and Cohh both had our favorites. I know Max did as well. It definitely seems to be that type of game where people.
I'm not sure if I've seen all of them yet. Gun.
Yeah.
But honestly, like I like the. As it stands now, I like the it's in between like the really fast, lots of bullets and the pistol. It's the one in between there.
Not the carbine, not the pistol, the shotgun.
Carbine. Yes.
Oh, the carbine. Okay.
So I like that one.
Rifle or whatever.
Yeah. Yep. I like that one with like high caliber and hardened that gives you the protection and stuff. So I like that, but also like there is no question. Like when I started that game, they gave me like my still to this day favorite secondary. That the lightning.
It's been a while. What's the lightning?
It's the secondary fire. It's the you know, you
the
can get
special
the grenade
where it does the charge. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's very strong.
Yeah. And so that's definitely like every time I find a weapon that I like with that, I'm like, this is my new toy. This is it. And I just go through, love it. Love all the stuff. Like it's very, very roguelite in that all the stuff you unlock, builds that you can make and that kind of thing. And I will say, I'm absolutely loving it. The movement, it's one of those games like that it's markedly special when you find a game like Warframe Returnal that has movement, feels fucking solid all the time. You don't feel like you're going slow ever. I feel like I could just zip through shit. I feel like I'm in total control of it. It's not floaty. It's not like, or it doesn't feel floaty. It doesn't feel like spongy or anything like that. It's very crisp. Once I turned on auto run, just run all the time. Like I tick that. Once I turned that, I was just like, this is awesome. I'm zipping through everything. The only thing I do wish is that I could, like just there's some parts that I want to take slow. Like I want to walk and like admire shit, but like I'll just walk and just run and stop to like look around and stuff. But yeah, the level design, the what are they called in a procedural? They have the modules or whatever.
The different rooms, yeah.
Yeah. Those are all just fucking awesome. I love them. I love the way they're set up. I love it when I come to like a platformy, puzzly kind of a thing. I love figuring that shit out. Just a lot of really cool elements. Not to mention like the sound design, the haptic feedback on the controller. Like there's little things that I would just like, I feel the rain.
The rain's a bit, yeah. They get you with the rain right out of the gate when you're like walking around. That's
the other thing
impact.
is I was just like holding my controller and I was talking to my chat and I wasn't moving. Nothing was attacking me in game. And then I felt like a little like on the controller and went, "Fuck is that?" So I looked back at the game and I'm like, "That's the parasite. like that. When you get a parasite, every once in a while it'll go like, tick, 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 tick. Like, that's great.
Yep.
All those little touches, man.
It's really good. It's really good.
It is
I'll
sad,
never forget
the two biggest distractions. Of course, everyone knows the two biggest distractions from this game. The save feature, man, please. What? Someone said, and I think it's a good idea. Do it like Hades. Like, save once you come back, that save is gone, destroyed. You can't save scum. So like, you can save and quit, come back, reload the save. Once you load it, it's dead. That would be awesome. Also, the PS5 only.
You want PC? Oh, okay.
But yeah, it'd be nice if everyone could play this.
They gotta have some games, right? Like,
yeah.
This and Ratchet are really the only, and Demon Souls. They have a fair share of like exclusives. I don't know if it'll ever be on PC though, especially with them officially joining PlayStation. But there have been some ports to, the PC. But I'm right there with you. Yeah. I wish it was mouse and keyboard. I'd love to play this game with a mouse and keyboard. I think it'd be a very different game, and the difficulty spikes wouldn't be as bad if you had a mouse and keyboard. I think.
It feels so strange having like, playing a shooter on console, but just going with the settings they give you, it still feels kind of cheaty to have the aim assist on a controller, but it also seems like it's absolutely necessary.
100%. The fact that you can kind of, at least with the pistol, if you shoot in like its general area and then zoom in a little bit, it'll definitely track it. I think if it didn't have that, this game would be infinitely more difficult. Also with some of the later guns, like if it didn't have that, it would be very, very difficult. And in a lot of ways, it is difficult already to begin with. So,
yeah,
it's cool.
No, it's a fantastic game. I might even be like top 5 for sure. Games I played this year.
Yeah,
maybe even like top 3.
Nice.
It's so good, and I'm just like, I wish I could. It sounds so stupid. I wish I could everybody could just have access to a PS5.
Right.
Just to play this. It's phenomenal.
It is indeed. Last bit of news, more so me just shouting out my friend's work. If you're one of those folks that maybe is jumping into Final Fantasy or on the edge looking for a reason to be pushed in, Jesse Cox, friend of the show, friend of mine, friend of all of ours, put out a video entitled 15 Years of WoW versus 1 year of Final Fantasy. It's a little lengthy. It's about 36 minutes, but it will definitely at least present to you all the things that are different between the two. It's good. It's a good video, and I will promote it as much as possible. I think Asmongold watched it on stream, so it kind of got that push yesterday, which is awesome. It's currently sitting at 169,000 views, so it's good. It's a nice video.
Super nice.
It's a nice video. You can find it over on his channel, youtube.com/Jesse Cox.
Also, quick heads up, in addition to that, as many of you guys know, we had some crazy goals this weekend. I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy XIV as a relative noob, even though the game got me my sub button years ago. The game has basically completely changed since I have played. So if you are looking to check out like an experience from a new player, we're actually going to be making a free company. I'm probably going to be doing some stuff with JP, maybe Jesse, Strippin, at some points or others. And it should be very cool. And if you're interested in seeing I'm making a brand new character for this challenge. And the goal is to basically at my own pace, go through all of the story content, including the new Edgewalker stuff when it comes out. So yeah, if you want to get all caught up and have a whole lot of free time, you know where to find me, because we're probably going to start this week, I think.
Awesome.
My guild leader, my dedicated guild leader, Kleinix, he actually got the guild set up, I think today. And
we saw some people running around last night with the tag. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Excellent. So yeah, we're going to be probably going to be opening up into that, getting people in, and kind of like our PoE guild. So it's going to be like high turnover, but if you're playing and want to play with us, like we're on Genova and Aether, including with all these jokers, and it should be a lot of fun. Just may take you a little bit to make your character, but we'll hopefully make it worth it.
Yeah, you're gonna most likely be answering a lot of questions of like, how do I get on your server? It's currently locked. Make it in the middle of the morning.
We'll make some videos.
Dude,
I fired up the thing and it was locked, and I was like, oh man, looks like I'm not gonna be able to
do that, and I
make
was
my
like,
character. What's this button here? Click. Oh, great! I'll just make my.
It was like 5 p.m. in the afternoon, and it was like, oh, Genova's locked. Let me just hit the refresh. Oh, it's open. That's not normal. It does not open at 5 p.m. normally. I did not understand that. I did not understand that whatsoever. But you guys character me. There you go.
So yeah, I'm probably going to be starting, I think, this weekend. So,
Cool.
Fun. How are you picking all your stuff? Are you just picking it on your own, or?
What do you mean my stuff? Which stuff? Like class
Character
and everything?
stuff?
Yeah. Character I've already made. I already made my character. I am Geralt of Final Fantasy. And
really? Okay.
I'm basically, I think I'm going to be an Arcanist to start with. But what's super cool about Final Fantasy is that you just equip whatever weapon of whatever class you want on your one character, and you instantly become that class. So I'm going to start as an Arcanist, I think.
Arcanist.
Is it Arcanist or Arcanist? It is Arcanist.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to start on my Arcanist most likely, and kind of see how I like it and go from there. I used to main a Dragoon, but unfortunately when I played, they were not very good.
Every class is
can
good
do.
now.
Is it?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Is it still like the only thing you can't change is like if you're like a human Lala fellow whatever?
Correct.
Can you change that now?
You can pay to change that if you want via Fantasia, which is like $5 or something like that.
Did you already say what you were?
I'm a human, or whatever. I'm like the human bro. I'm a normie, is what I am. I believe that's my scientific name is a normie. Yes.
Okay. Very true. A hume. The old hume. Yeah.
It's very interesting. I feel like that game in terms of race selection is very much built for people that enjoy half person, half animal things.
There's the furry.
Pick your animal fighter.
The furry community is very well represented. We are also getting in the next expansion. We're also getting male bunnies. They're not just going to be female bunnies. We're getting male bunnies as well. So,
time.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. We get a male bunny.
Do they get a little poofy tail?
I believe so. I think you do. Yeah.
Oh.
I believe that's true.
Just completely unrelated. How much did you say it was to change races? $5?
$5 or $10. Yeah, I forgot. I think most people buy a Fantasia.
I had a friend who was wondering. I was just asking for. Yeah.
I think most people buy a Fantasia pack of 3 for like 15 or 10 or something like that. It's the discounted version. You also get a free one when you finish Realm Reborn Cohh. Awesome. So you're good to go there.
Oh, great. Okay. By the way, I'm seeing more than a few people ask. We'll have all the information on how to join the guild whenever I'm playing, which will be at some point this weekend. Probably maybe even Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I'm guessing. So probably Friday.
It's Final Fantasy is crazy right now. We talked about that promotion that they're doing, but you're jumping in. Dan, I think, is jumping in here pretty soon. Asmongold is crazy thing to say. Audience probably 2 to 3 the size of Cohh's is jumping into the game.
4 to 10.
Yeah, he's
on the right days.
It's stupid huge. At any time, if I log in and do like the equivalent of /who 1 to 20, like new players, like records, just like.
Oh, and can't you start for free or something?
The meme.
Isn't that a thing?
There is a free trial.
Wait, is that a meme or is it real?
It's real, but it's become a meme within the community. It's a free trial 1 to 60. You get Heaven's Word for free, so you can play the first expansion. There are
no kidding. I had people donating to my charity stream with the entire block of text as hey, it's great to raise money for the kids, but did you know that you can play Final Fantasy XIV? Yeah, and it's just like, and then they ping my mods and be like, "Did he read my donation, please?"
As they should.
I would like him to read all of them.
As they should. 100%. Yeah, it's nuts. As someone who's been definitely like a hipster, I'm starting to hipster out of that game. Like, I was playing this game 3 years ago. Now but it's awesome to see how many people are playing. Just absurd.
I was playing and quit that game before you even started.
It's true. You've got that on me. You do have that on me. Although I think we started at the same time. You lasted longer than I did though, because it was rough when it first. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
It was a little rough when it came out. I'm not gonna lie. That's what happens when you fully reinvent an MMO from the ground up, because it failed so spectacularly the first time.
It's true. You're not wrong.
When are they going to call someone else?
What do you mean?
Besides 14.
Oh,
never. That's what it is. Yeah. I think until they come out with the next MMO.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 14 2, please no.
Yeah.
Please no. That would be such a mess.
Well,
but no, funny enough, if you think about where the game is now, and you think about where the game actually started, which was not ARR, but the actual failed version,
I
the
do all
failed
the time.
variant.
It's insane.
Like, that is so wild. Talk about a company sticking with it and making something incredible from basically a scrapped project. Man, it's like the MMO anthem that actually worked.
It is definitely the MMO, like, what was that what's the flying game, the space game? No Man's Sky. It's definitely the MMO No Man's Sky of like starting and where it's at.
The redemption story.
Except they charged you every step of the way.
Correct. There is that aspect of it. Right.
But hey, if it's good, it's good. If it's worth the money, it's worth the money, right?
Yeah. I am very interested to see what happens. I think the expansion that comes out later this year, I tweeted this and think about it all the time, like how big that expansion is going to be. With everyone jumping in now, it will be a very weird and surreal experience. I think, looking at how big that game might be at that point, how big it already is.
Now that I'm actually like going to play the game, I have to admit that I'm getting kind of excited, because for so long I had so many people tell me like, no, seriously, the main story of this MMO is legit incredible. Like, it is an incredible, incredible experience. You will love it. And every time, no, I don't want to go back. Now I'm actually going back, and I'm like, is it really going to be legit? Like, how good is this going to be? You know, like it's actually happening. So I'm wondering, this is going to be, it's been pumped up for actual years to me. So
yeah, I'm a little worried.
So what I'm
about
trying to
that.
say is, it better be good, or I am coming for all of you.
As someone who contributed to that, I'm definitely a little worried about the hype factor being a little crazy. But, you know, we'll see.
To be fair, JP, I'm a pretty excitable guy. So
as someone who went through the MSQ up to 70 on his own, I went
you did
all the way up to 70 way back when.
Yep.
A few years ago. It was good, but I can guarantee you that it'll be a lot more fun with an audience. With chat there. Because there were some things that I like. There's a lot of stuff happening, a lot of names, a lot of stuff, and when I'm playing, I get distracted too easily when I'm playing it by myself. So
yeah,
I don't have anybody there to like ask like, who was that again, or that kind of stuff. So, but it was. Don't get me wrong, it's really good, but I have a feeling you're just gonna fucking have a blast with all
Should be fun.
Fucking goddamn Uber fans. And
I'm
like,
excited.
I think there's like 3 degrees of Final Fantasy 14 people. It's like surface, just above surface, nothing in between, and then Uber fan.
It's probably true. It's probably true. There's definitely a cult-like mentality in all the positive ways of saying cult, and potentially, I guess, the negative ways as well. There's always that aspect of the community.
Always a little bit.
All right. Anyways, that's going to be this weekend, co-starring Final Fantasy, if you want to watch that. I did have one other bit of news. And this is one of those things where with all of the craziness that came out of Stadia, where people, I think I said it myself, of like, this could be fucking crazy, blah, blah, blah. Xbox like quietly put out their cloud gaming thing this week. And I was running these games in my browser that were all on Game Pass, and it was running fine. And like, I don't see anyone talking about it.
Wait, you were running games from your browser?
I just go to, if you've got Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, you can go to xbox.com/play right now. You can sign in. You can choose a shit ton of games from their service and just click play. And it runs. I ran Yakuza 7. I ran Forza 4. I got into a multiplayer match in Halo 5, and like, it was running fine. It was crazy. It pulled a lot of bandwidth. I think at its peak, I was running Dragon Age Inquisition, and it was like 15 MB a sec, or MBPS, lowercase b a sec. So over the course of, an hour, that's a decent amount of bandwidth, but it ran well. It was very surprising. It was a Stadia where you weren't having to buy the games. You just had the Game Pass games that could run in a browser that works on your phone that works on an iPad. If you plug in a controller, you can play those games on an iPad, and it runs fairly well. And no, I don't see anyone like freaking out about it anywhere. They just quietly launch this stuff.
Maybe they're doing that on purpose, specifically because they don't want to like overload the
Overstate
system
it?
like Stadia did. Well, not only overstate, but overload. I mean, if you get enough eyes on a system like that, inevitably it will start having issues. Like if enough people use it.
Could be.
I mean, potentially. But that being said, how do you access it? Like, what's the mechanism?
In the sense of
Like xcloud.xbox.com, or
it's
do you just like log in? Like, where is it?
xbox.com/play.
That's it.
Yep. You get, then you log in there, and if you have Ultimate, it will just show you all the games that are on cloud.
Oh, it's the beta.
It is beta, yeah. Which might be why they're not pushing it out there, because it's beta.
Gotcha.
But I mean, from my point of view, and all the games I tested, the reason they're putting the beta on there is so that people can't be angry, right? Like there's a surface level of angry folks that can kind of like shield against if it was just fully released, right? There are some issues with it. I played on a 1440p monitor, and I think it was like capping out around 720p. The big update that they did make news about is that a lot of the server infrastructure behind it are now being are either in the process of or already updated to Xbox Series X server blades rather than Xbox Ones. I had to get the nomenclature right.
Are they doing all their own hosting?
It's all through Azure, which is their like giant server network, server infrastructure. But it worked. Like Ori was running. Sea of Thieves was running. Halo 5 was running. Gears 5 was running. Celeste. All of that stuff just like worked. It was very impressive. And I didn't see that many people freaking out about it. It's kind of a nice thing if you are already paying for Ultimate, which if you play this stuff on the PC, I believe that is the Ultimate version of Game Pass. The $15 version of Game Pass, I think, is already the PC version. So it just comes along with all that. So it's cool. Definitely check it out if you have that. It's worth, you can play it on your iPad or your phone. If you're taking pictures of your shit, instead of that, Zeke, you can just play Game Pass, on your phone. Just do that instead.
I mean, okay, sure.
Yeah.
You're not saying I can't take those pictures anymore. You're just saying like,
yeah, it's an alternative. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, sure. You bet.
Yeah, it's an alternative.
Jesus.
Let's move on to the video games we've been playing. Cohh, I know you jumped into Tarkov this morning. Were you able to get a sense of anything that's new, or was it all new? I know it's been fairly long since you jumped in.
Yeah.
And that's where I take my bathroom break.
Okay. Do it.
My first run was on the new customs, which I had never done before, and man, they have pumped that map up. Got my first kill and actually escaped in my very first run. I was pretty happy with that. But yeah, I mean, lots of new little things. Already tons of new items that I saw. I hadn't even been introduced to the healing mechanic. That was pretty fun. Like it's Tarkov, man. It felt good. It played well. I'm playing more tomorrow, and it was it felt good. It felt good.
I did a poor job of introducing why we're playing Tarkov again. There was a wipe that happened this morning. And
that's a good thing for this game.
Right, which is a good thing. It's around the same thing of Path of Exile, in the sense of when a wipe happens, people get excited to play again. If you've never played Tarkov before, there's an entire inventory system and there's a money system that players can gain their monies, their guns, their armor, all that stuff. When a wipe happens, it all goes away. You start over from scratch, as well as everyone else. And it's a lot of fun because you don't have people running around with like the best guns, the best bullets, the best armor, just one tapping the fuck out of you as a new player. So if you've ever wanted to play, now's the time. This is when you want to jump in.
Maybe not this second.
Maybe wait a couple
servers
days.
are completely slammed. Yeah,
you might be right.
But absolutely, overall, it's definitely that time. The thing about Tarkov that is really cool, but also, what JP was just saying can be a detriment at times, is, there's so many different types of ammo, and there's armor where some ammo isn't effective against it. And it's the kind of thing where when the game goes on longer and longer and there's no wipe, people eventually get armor where you literally will not have the ammo to penetrate it properly. So they will be nigh unkillable. Like I remember my buddy Elohim back in the day had this amazing clip of him basically unloading a shotgun into a guy at point blank range like 9 times, and the guy finally sees him, and in 3 shots, just beep, 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 just takes him down. And that's because the ammo Elohim was using could not actually penetrate the armor of the dude he was firing at. So, you know, stuff like that can be a little frustrating. Also, apparently, and this was super cool, I have not really learned about the system and not gotten into too much, but apparently there's a scav, a karma system.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I'm not really sure
know
how
if
it
that
works,
was
but
in
chat
when I
was
played.
freaking out. I was aiming at a scav as a scav, and they're like, no, like, don't shoot that guy. And it was kind of like, oh, okay, that's cool. Because before, a scav was just kind of like, you basically just shot everybody back when I played. I mean, that's just how it was. I mean, sure, sometimes you'd have little fun in games, but there was really no reason to do that. But, oh, it's new? Is that why?
It is new. It came out today. I'm trying to figure out, like, what is it? Does it mean they become aggro to you? Like, are there like?
Well, that was in before. If you would kill a scav near another scav
aggro,
before, it would aggro you. So you'd have to make sure you were out in the. So I don't know what the karma system is, but apparently it's in, and that's pretty cool. So, yeah, I don't know. Could be fun.
Cool. Yeah, people are saying it's still a mystery what it means.
Oh, you get worse loot on scavs.
Oh,
So it actually like directly affects your loot. That's how it works.
yeah. That's I'm seeing that as a rumor. Not
It
not
lowers
confirmed.
your scav starting gear. People are saying scav bots will be hostile. Okay. Chat's just taking guesses right now. Hold on now.
The Tarkov.
Oh, I'm seeing this more than a few times. If you have bad scav karma, your scav gear gets worse.
Interesting. So they want you to not just like go in there and farm other scavs and actually hunt players, I guess is the idea behind that.
Is there like a user interface or area you can see what your karma is and that kind of thing?
I don't know. Wait,
Ghosts
chat
of
updates.
scavs will hunt you down. Okay, hold on, Fizzlebits. Slow down there, buddy.
Did you
no.
mess around
Anyway,
at all with like I've been seeing streamer mode mentioned. Do you know like what that is?
I heard that mentioned today. I did not use it.
Okay.
But no, somebody, I went to my normal, like, cover the screen BRB thing while I was loading in, and somebody was like, why aren't you using the streamer mode? And I said, what's a streamer mode? So
Yeah.
I don't really know. But I'm assuming it may kind of, like, hide some of the more pertinent information maybe that people were using to jump in. I can tell you I had no issues with sniping in the time. I had no issues with stream sniping. I always have issues with sniping.
Oh, I started
I had
to say,
no
like,
issues. I had no issues with stream sniping while I was there, and I definitely was not moving quickly.
Okay.
I was sneaking around and taking my time, and nobody just beamed me out of nowhere in the middle of a bush, which that's the trademark stream sniping thing is you've been, creeping so slowly and then out of nowhere, someone just cracks your head in the middle of a bush. And yeah, I mean, it was really enjoyable, man. I'm very excited to get back into it tomorrow morning. I'm going to be on from like probably 8 to 11-ish tomorrow. Yeah, it's kind of early for you, but
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit.
you
I
get some
actually
games
have a
to get
meeting
down.
at 10. Yeah,
Of course.
maybe Friday. If you're playing Friday.
Okay. Friday's better. I'll probably be playing Friday. I think Friday afternoon is going to be, or Friday's going to be, I think morning Tarkov and afternoon Final Fantasy.
Okay.
So.
Cool. Yeah, we'll figure something out. We'll definitely play. I'm playing.
I am the Rat King. Yes.
Yeah, I'm playing after today's show with Sips, and I think Jericho and I are going to jump in tomorrow and do some duos. Maybe Sips as well. I'm trying to convince Gassy Mexican to jump in because he's never played before. But Max is definitely in the camp of like, I'm either going to absolutely fucking hate this or I'm going to like this. There's going to be no in between. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Very much interested in jumping back in though. I got a taste of it. I don't know what, is there any way to like track how long you played it? I guess apart from streamed, maybe like 20 or 30 hours. And I feel like I only played one map out of, I don't know how many, 7 or 8 maps that are in the game and tons to learn.
Customs is totally new now. It's got like an entire new pass and lines. Woods has apparently been updated since I played last. Factory just has an expansion, so that's another big thing to do. I think Shoreline is pretty normal. I played Shoreline today, but I didn't really go to any of the big things. And of course, everyone's just kind of biting at the bit for Streets, which is going to be like the showcase level whenever it comes out. So
have they
great time to jump in.
Anything about
there's no date on Streets.
All right.
No. They are being very careful talking about any type of release date on Streets as far as I know and as far as I've heard. They're not even hinting at that. If anything, next year maybe. Oh yeah, I don't. Somebody mentioned Reserve earlier, but I don't know if they've changed anything in Reserve. Reserve is an awesome map, but I don't know if anything's changed since I played Reserve. But yeah, they keep making updates, keep making changes, and just like you said at the beginning, it's a great time to get in.
It is.
Sure.
Yep. I'm excited to do so. What else?
They added bunkers in reserve since you played. Oh, cool. Okay.
There you go. I'm trying to see if there was much that I have played since then. I'm still doing a shit ton of Strive. Justin Wong is doing his best to turn me into a fighter on our new show, Fight Me. It's going well. It's really, this might be the first time that I've ever played a game with someone of that caliber and had someone of that caliber actually teaching me. Most of the time as a streamer, I have like chat teaching me, which is just 1,000 people yelling at you different directives. But Justin Wong is of the caliber of a literal fighting game, a living legend in that community. And for him to like watch me play and say, do this instead of that, and try putting this into your matchup more. Then about 2 matches later, I'm a different player entirely, and a much better one at that. It's impressive, one, to just see how good he is at fighting games in general, and also to see how much faster I am getting better just by the small things. So Guilty Gear Strive, still good, still having a great time with that, still enjoying streaming it. It's definitely died down in terms of, I think, the overall hype, but that's kind of par for the course when it comes to fighting games, especially on Twitch. Big booms at the launch, and just like any other game, big booms at the launch and then starts to slowly die down. But I'm having a fun time with it. Still a shit ton of people playing. If you're at all wanting to jump in, just like Tarkov, the launch of a fighting game is when it's the best time. So definitely pick it up. It's also on PC, which I think there's a shit ton of people playing on that as well as the PS5 and PS4 version. It's good. And then we did play some Mario Golf. Do we want to talk about Mario Golf as a group? Did either of you go back and revisit it after we played?
No.
It seems fine.
It's like, it was a huge, like, for this entire week, it's been so many fucking people playing it.
Yeah. I saw Strippin and his crew are very good at it and have been playing it a lot recently. Watching them definitely is a huge revelation of how bad we were. We were getting like -3, -4. They're getting like -20 on a couple of those 18 holes, and it's just, oh shit. Okay, we actually were awful at that game.
Mm-hmm.
Strippin and them are much better than us. So,
well, I mean, we played 4 full games. That's all we played. I mean, give us a break.
Right. They have put in the hours. 30
and also,
and 40
like,
hours.
I asked you, like, hey, JP, like, no, I'm just pressing A.
Yeah, it was definitely.
You know, like, there was no sweatiness to be had.
Yeah, it's definitely just pressing A lot. Which, I was having fun and doing fine amongst people that were also just starting. Now, if you throw me in against Strippin and them and I just press A, it's going to be a bad time, right? I'm just going to flat out lose. They were doing things that they're doing a lot of the like top spin stuff that I think Zeke and Cohh were doing towards the end of our time with it on Friday. Every single shot was that in some form. A lot of holes in ones. They definitely knew what the fuck they were doing. And the courses get more and more chaotic as you get further and further along. And we only played the first 2, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all those courses, they have all of them unlocked at this point, and they're quite absurd. But yeah.
Oh,
what?
Nothing. Just my timing. Timing sucks. Moving sucks.
Oh, yeah. True.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. Zeke, are you going to go back and like, is this an off-stream game for either of you? I know you're probably the one most inclined to go and check out a golf game like this. I think off-stream maybe. For me, it's just, I golfed and I'm good. I'll play the next one, whatever the next golf game is.
I would be kind of curious to see if I played this solo. No, like I'm not competing with anybody, or not like doing a squad stream or, playing with other streamers or whatever.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see if I was just playing against, because I'm assuming you can go in and just find a group game and play against randos, right?
There is matchmaking to it, right? Yeah.
I'd be curious to see if that like would do well, because I love golf games. I love playing them, especially the ones that are not like the PGA game was like aiming
to simulation.
I can do timing, but aiming, like you have to, you know, aim the stick or the mouse or whatever to swing straight or whatever, like that. That doesn't jive with me. But this, like, I understand how to do this, and then it's a turn-based strategy, and I love those, of course. So I'm not sure, like, if that would do well, channel-wise.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Maybe I'll try it someday.
I have seen the past couple of days when Strippin was streaming it, he was very comfortably sitting on the top of the directory with like 3,000 to 4,000 views. And the second one was like 1,500 to 1,000, or 1,500 to 2,000. Sorry. So it doesn't seem like it's hard to get on the top of that directory. I haven't looked at it in a couple of days, so I don't know if that's died down already and people are already on to the next thing, but we're definitely in a little bit of a dry spell. So I think people are looking at the newer things a little bit longer than normally, right? Cause there's not that much out at this point in time. So we'll see. I think I'm good. I had my fun with it, but I know the people that are, 30, 40 hours in this are still having fun with it. And still, it's like Mario Kart, where in a lot of ways, if you've got friends and you want to jump into a game, Mario Kart will always be evergreen. Definitely a fun with
friends game.
Yeah.
No question.
I've also heard the single player in terms of the adventure mode or whatever is a little bit rough. I think Rami was the one tweeting about it, saying that it was not that great. I don't remember his specific takes on it, but he was not enjoying it.
Yeah, I was going to say rough how.
Yeah, I'd have to pull up his tweets to give you the details of it. Somebody in my chat says it's bad and it makes no sense. So there you go. Very
well,
short.
there you go.
7-hour-long tutorial. What?
Oof. Okay, I didn't know that. That seems kind of silly. That seems a little silly. Zeke, for you, what else have you been playing? And you got Indie Sunday? We can run through that. We talked about Returnal. I think we have a couple of Indie Sundays to go to. We could definitely do the most recent one, though. Let me try and find the full. Looks like it already got broken up. You want to just jump into it? Talk about. I'll pull up the games. Roguebook. What is Roguebook?
You bet. Oh yeah. Now Roguebook. As soon as I'm done with goddamn Celesta, because I've been just plugging away at Celesta.
Yeah,
trying to figure it out, trying to get it done. I'm doing it hardcore, the hardest difficulty, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely, putting in hours here and there. But after I'm done with that, I'm definitely coming back to Roguebook because remember Slay the Spire? Remember that?
Uh-huh.
It's not like it's not a clone or like that, but it's the feeling of it. Definitely get the deck building, battles, choose your own path kind of a feeling, upgrading. I got to the first boss and I lost, which is a great feeling because I like games that are like, difficult. Especially when it's a deck builder like this. The aesthetics of it were kind of like,
here we go.
I don't know. They're okay. They're not like.
Are you just not a fan of the art style, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just not necessarily something that would appeal to me, but it did grow on me after a while, and the strategy of it is what the real draw is. And there's a lot of different options, and it doesn't give you everything all at once. A lot of card games or deck building games like this have a tendency to just drop everything on you. Like they give you all the shit and then you figure it out from there. This one is more like I like it. Like here's an attack and here's a block. Got it? All right, we're going to add something else to that. Okay, now we're going to add one more thing. And that's definitely how I learn best. And how I feel like I've grasped every concept and tried everything. Like it encourages you, like when you get new cards, to try things. The thing that is different about this particular game is that there's a combo system where you switch like positions in the battle order. So you got the two people, right? The red guy in front, he gets 2 armor at the end of your turn if he's in front. The sword wielder, she gets +2 attack if she's in front when she attacks. So there's a lot of like switching places. Like I'll lunge to get up front, do an attack, and then he'll do like a block that switches our places and stuff like that.
Oh, Darkest Dungeon style.
A little bit, yeah. And the other thing that's cool about it is how they reveal the map. It's all on a piece of parchment, and you have a brush with like ink on it. So you like take the ink and you place it down, and it goes and it reveals the map, and you get like special different inks. Like this ink will reveal 3 hexes in a line. This ink will reveal 1 hex anywhere on the map. So you pick up those from doing fights and whatnot. And the map comes with certain things revealed. Certain fights are revealed, but you can uncover like gold, shops, all that shit. I do wish there was a little bit more. One of the things that I really like about Slay the Spire is how many random events they gave you. Like you could chart a path through all the question marks. And I do wish there was a little bit more of that, but maybe like I only played it for a couple hours, so maybe that happens more often later in the game. But I like those events. I like the events where it's like it's a 30% chance to get gold or 70% chance to take some damage. What do you do? Like I like those kind of things, and I hope to see more of those. But there's a couple here and there. But yeah, it's a super fun card deck building strategy game that definitely I will be playing more of, probably off stream.
Is it fully out or is this early access?
Good question. I'm looking now. It is fully released. June 17th. Developed by Abracam Entertainment, ABRAKAM, Abracam Entertainment SA, and published by Nacon, NACON.
What's it run? Yeah, Nacon.
$24.99.
Okay. Not that bad. You think? I mean, that's
Nacon's what?
Nacon is they're a developer a publisher of video games. We'll leave it at that.
Nacon, they had a big showcase, which I had some very public feedback on. And then after that, they had that relatively also large public falling out with, I want to say it was the Sinking City devs, where the Sinking City was saying one thing, Nacon was saying another. They ended up going to court. While in court, Nacon put the game up for sale. The devs didn't want it to happen. It was a giant mess. I don't know if it ever got.
I don't know what happened with
that. You ever hear? Yeah, I don't know whatever happened about it. Funny enough, I received a message from the Nacon guys recently, and they were like, hey, we have another of those Nacon things coming up. And for the record, we listened to like a ton of your feedback and kind of reorganized the show based on it. And I was like,
oh, that's cool.
Oh. So they're like, yeah, we're going to have a lot more trailers. We're going to have a lot, we're going to have less interviews, more trailers, more gameplay, stuff like that. And I was like, okay. Like, that's, hell yeah. I think I might check it out just to see, like, if the changes were actually, like, meaningful.
Sure.
See. That could be nice. But anyway, yeah, it was, if anyone knows, I would love to know how that whole thing with the Sinking City ended up. And hopefully, as Nacon is a gigantic company, and I don't think the Sinking City devs are very big, I would love to see that come to an amicable conclusion where both parties are happy, because with the resources available, there really doesn't seem like there should be any other option, really.
Right.
But yeah, we'll have to see.
We will. Oh, okay, I thought Zeke was getting up and leaving. He's coming back, though. Zeke, you also played the old Dark Deity. Oh, this looks a little bit anime, as they say.
Dark Deity.
What do you think of Dark Deity?
You remember Fire Emblem on the Game Boy Advance?
Yeah, that was a game that exists. Yeah.
Have fun. This is it. If you like that,
okay.
Here you go.
Hey, I've been playing Three Houses, so this might be. Is it as deep, or is it literally that game?
I'm honestly parroting what other people have said.
Okay.
It's fairly streamlined, fairly simple. Combat.
You're not wrong.
Tactics turn bait.
Yeah.
You go up. You hit them, you choose the weapon that would hit them best. More often than not, it's the one you have equipped, but they give you like 5 or 6 of them to start out with. Pardon me. One of the cool things that I learned that I found or figured out is that if you mouse over one of your characters, they do give you like a red arrow down or a green arrow up. So, like, oh, this guy's going to hurt this guy much more easily, and that kind of stuff. So that was like the most helpful thing that I saw, but I played it on normal difficulty and it was pretty straightforward strategy game. As far as the story goes, I skipped over it. I really did. And I used this as an example, like Persona games are like just right barely enough. Like Persona 5 is obviously like a step above, but like the other Persona games, the story is just barely enough for me to want to see everything. And like Three Houses, this game, like they don't meet that. They're like not enough. So like I just went, skip through. I'm skipping through all the dialogue. I don't care.
Okay.
Another battle? Okay, good. Let's battle.
As someone who recently started playing Three Houses again, the battle for me is the interest of the game, right? Like the story stuff I do because it makes the battles, I get bonuses in the battle, if that makes sense, right? So it's a part of the game for me in that degree, but I'm definitely not playing Three Houses for the riveting story of whatever political anime intrigue that is occurring.
I like the story in that.
I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad.
Yeah.
It's not. I play for the combat and the RNG of that stuff for sure.
Yeah. And it says, okay, don't be fooled by the blurb here. It says, claim ancient artifacts and powerful weapons to empower your cast of 30 voiced playable characters. When they say 30 voiced characters, it's, I'll do better. The lines are not voiced.
Sure.
The interjections are voiced, but that's it.
Okay. All right. I mean, it's still voiced. They could get by that line somewhat.
No, I'm not saying they're lying. I'm just saying it's misleading.
I would agree with you on that. Yeah.
100%. What was I going to say? There was, oh shit. What game did you just mention? Like in relation to this?
Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Fire Emblem?
Yeah, it was. I had a point. It wasn't Fire Emblem. Something else. Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, whatever. It's $24.99 on Steam. It's developed by Sword and Axe LLC, published by Freedom Games.
Yeah. Next on the list was Minute of Islands. How's this one? Ooh, I kind of like the art style of this one.
Yep. Minute of Islands is one of those like Grease, like games as art kind of a thing. Not a lot of gameplay elements to it. It's a lot of like walking around. You notice something, and then you grab that thing, and it gives you a little
exposition,
memory. Yeah, a little thing that goes along with it. I played it for about an hour and a half, 1.4 hours it says. And it is beautiful. It's gorgeous, but it's also like it takes its time. It's not super fast movement, not a lot of brain busting puzzles. It's more art, music, story, that kind of thing. I might have played more of it if it wasn't towards the end of the broadcast and it was just like, okay, slow. I've been live for 6.5 hours now, and I need something a little bit more energetic. But there's nothing misleading about this game. Like, it is hand-drawn puzzle platformer, puzzle. I don't know if it's puzzle. It's more like, hey, you moved a block and opened a gate. All right, the gate's open. Go ahead. Good job.
That's difficult for me. I count that as puzzle. That's puzzle.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a beautiful game that if you're looking for like gameplay, not maybe your thing, but if you like art and story, it's got that for sure.
Cool. What's it run?
It came out June 13th, developed by Studio Fizbin, published by Mixed MIXT Vision, and it's $19.99, and you can get the soundtrack for $6.78 more.
Soundtrack worth it? What'd you say?
Yeah, not my cup of tea. Okay. Very, I mean, I bet if you looked at that game, you could kind of hear the music in your head. That's what you get.
I got you.
If you like that kind of shit, yeah.
I got you. These other two do not have a Twitch directory, and they were shorter sessions for you. The first one being Sophie's Safecracker Simulator and Totally Normal Journey, the interactive musical. Would you like to cover them still? I'll put it in your court.
Sophie's Safecracker Simulator, I can just give you
the highlights.
Like, you don't even have to put the video up.
I'll show.
I'll give you the short version.
Hey, they tell you the title.
Sophie's Safecracker Simulator is for real safecracking. Like, it's like real. There's no music at all. There's no like backing tracks or anything like that, because you it teaches you how to listen to a fucking safe lock. I am not kidding. It shows you how safes work. It has the X-ray of them. It shows you how like what to listen for with like three wheels. It gives you like the breakdown of everything. And after like how long did I play this for? I played it for like half an hour. After half an hour, I was like, this game, like, if you really want to get down, this game is deep. Like, it has like real techniques.
Can I just say I was kind of hoping Zeke said there. I was kind of hoping Zeke would be like, and I played it for half an hour, and then I went and robbed a bank. And it was great, and it worked, and I recommend this game.
I was going to ask him. I'm putting together a team, and we do need a safecracker. So if you feel like joining it, let us know. We got a driver. We just need someone to crack that safe.
Well, there was a place. There was a place in the game where I stopped because they give you the option of having tools like X-ray, basically like a digital stethoscope. It shows you like where the clicks are happening and stuff like that if you can't hear them that well. The point at which I stopped playing was in the first number that you get, like the first number in the combination, which is the highest number in the combination. It doesn't have to necessarily be in order, but you have to go through and test like chunks of like 3 numbers at a time in a 100-digit safe wheel. So you have to to get the first number. Like after the first number, the other numbers come a lot easier. But like the first number, you have to test. Okay, 3 digits test, 3 digits test. And I was like, that's where I could draw the line. I'm done. So that's Sophie's Safecracker Simulator. I think it's $1.99.
Are there
or $2.99?
I got it. Like this looks like a master locker lock that I used in high school. Have you tried cracking it? Like, have you tried to sit there and listen? Does it work? Is it real?
I haven't tried anything. No.
Okay.
I haven't. I haven't tried it on a real safe. But like looking at it, you can see like all the everything fits. Like the physics they appear, at least to me, to be spot on. Like how they work and how they sound and stuff like that. It's very, very good. But also it's only for people who are interested in like learning how a safe cracking works.
This is one of those games where I'd love to see a like locksmith play and say, this is all bullshit, or like, no, this is actually properly is how it works in a lot of ways. Right. It's there's simulators for everything. If you want to power wash, that's got a brand new thing. And if you want to crack some safes, there you go.
Yeah, dude, what the hell was that about?
Dude, the power wash simulator blew up. I think that game did very well.
I played the lawnmower simulator.
How was that? About what you'd expect? That was on the Steam demos, right? That
yep.
For the E3 stuff.
I mowed lawns.
Do you mow a lawn IRL, or do you Is that taken care of for you?
I do have people
Okay.
for that IRL, but I also mow my own lawn on a riding mower at times too.
I mean, it's got some appeal.
I felt pretty immersed. I mean, it's fun to ride in real life and do lawnmower stuff. Actually, that's why I've done it in the past. But the game, the game is actually pretty funny because it's kind of finicky. It's really easy to screw up. And like you drive a little bit onto the pavement and it's like ding, like you messed up the tile, you know? And so it's like I think it's the same kind of feeling that Power Washing Simulator does, which is just one of those things where you just kind of like that completion, you know, where it just feels good to get things done right, you know, kind of thing kicks in.
I get
it. It's that subreddit on that's always about that.
Well, there's a power washing porn website.
There's a subreddit where it's just like things that are
oddly satisfying.
Nice. Oddly satisfying. Yeah. That's it. It's like both those games are like oddly satisfying. The game, where it's just like you don't really know why, but it just feels good to get it all done and be complete. Yeah.
Yep. I get it.
Yeah.
Zeke, the last one, Totally Normal Journey, the interactive musical. I'm seeing this played. It looks to be a Zeke game through and through.
This one, when I was talking about like my top 5, top 3 games, this is easily number 1. Easily number 1, my favorite game of the year. Totally Normal Journey, the interactive musical.
Got a name to it.
It is $1.99 on Steam. It is fucking like Adult Swim, Eric Andre absurdist with face rig capturing and whatever that program is that they use to capture their faces with when they talk and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I will say, like, as the lines seem skeletoned out with a little bit of like, okay, we want this to happen, but say it however you want. You know, we want this person to leave and we want you to drink this drink. Go.
Is he T-posing?
So yeah, there's a lot of references and stuff in this game. Also, it is the accents. We're pretty like 99% sure that it's Quebecois. It's like they're from Quebec.
Ooh, okay.
So they're like French Canadian accents, which is just a delight to hear. And it's just fucking absurd. It's an absurd thing, but the musical numbers, lyrically, like the lyrics of them, you know, they're of a similar vein. They're kind of weird and absurd and stuff like that, but they're actually not bad. The music is actually pretty goddamn good, pretty well put together. And it's funny because the music sounds like it was done by someone who knows how to, you know, mix and level and all this. The fucking dialogue sometimes sounds like you're in an airport bathroom. Like it's fucking like recorded. Like
recorded. I was like, what?
I'm sorry. The recording
indicative
of, the
of conversations you have in the airport. I don't really have that many conversations at the airport bathroom. It must be part of that poop group.
It sounds like echoey and
must be the poop group combos.
Must be the poop group.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like the voices are recorded like echoey and like hollow, far away. Levels are bad, but the music in it is actually recorded pretty well. And the tunes, albeit short, they're okay. Some of them are kind of a bop, especially the title screen one. There's the title screen song. It's not in the game. It's just for the title screen. It kind of recaps the entire game. So kind of, if you listen to it first, it ruins what's coming up in the game. But it's probably the best song. Like, and it's just a rap song. It's really good. But like, yeah. So she farts on a town. She eats people like because she had this radioactive energy drink, I think. Yeah, it's just fucking weird, dude. Okay. If you're into like
absurdist.
Yeah, like might be dating myself here, but like Liquid Television. You guys remember that from MTV?
Yeah, loosely.
It's kind of like that. It's just like some good, some just like fucking wacky, off the wall, dumb. Like it has all that, but I really enjoyed it. And it's only $1.99, so I can't like.
It's not too bad.
I can't be mad.
Doesn't break the bank.
How long did you say it was?
it's a short experience. It's less than an hour.
Oh, less than an hour. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But I got some pretty good laughs out
Kaiju's
of
a
it.
beast.
Yep.
There's something unnerving about how this is not just like a still PNG type. Like there's movement that's been recorded in the. I don't know how to describe that. It reminds me a lot of Just Dance. Whatever the technology is for the dancers in Just Dance, that's what I'm seeing in the
You were saying
humanoid
rotoscope.
figures. Is that rotoscoping? Okay. I'd believe you if you said that. My knowledge of that is not very well. Or not very good. So okay.
But honestly, it looked like a shitty, like at times it looked like a shitty face rig like setup. Like sometimes their mouse would like disappear.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. But it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Cool. I think that is it in terms of the old indies, at least from this most recent Indie Sunday.
Cool. I also played Industries of Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like it? I know Cohh liked it.
Yep. Oh, that's right. We talked about it. Yeah, Industries of Titan is great, and for someone who is not normally into like builders and stuff, I said this before. I enjoyed Industries of Titan more than I thought I would because it's not just like you don't start from rocks and sticks and wood. Like you start from with technology, which I think is a leap that I like. That I don't. It's not just grounds and greens. Browns and greens.
Oh, I was wondering I was like brains. No, that makes sense. I didn't know what you were going for there.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you know how like forest and dirt is what I'm saying. Like it's not just that. It's
Browns and greens.
like post-apocalyptic. There's once you get stuff built, it's like there's neon colors. It's got a lot of cool strategy elements. I actually really liked it. It's definitely one of those games where after 20 minutes of playing, I was like, I just want to restart right now. Now that I know this, like 2 things, I want to restart. And then after an hour of playing, I was like, I really want to restart because I know 5 things that I want to do now. You know, it's one of those kind of games. So it definitely feeds the need if you're into that kind of shit.
Cool. And that one is
my gal loved it too.
Like that one was a part of the Steam demo thing, but their demo is still active. They didn't take that down, correct?
It is not.
Oh, they did take it down. Okay.
I do not see an active demo. It is in early access. I forgot to mention that. It is still in early access. I got sponsored to stream it, just to let you know. Yeah. Full disclosure. But the soundtrack. I immediately bought the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. Danny B?
Yeah.
That's all
It's really, really good. Danny B style. Danny Baranowski. Great stuff. It is $23.99 on Steam. $9.99 if you want the soundtrack. Okay. And early access. Brace Yourself Games, developed and published. There you go.
Cool. Okay, let's talk Scarlet Nexus. I've had a couple people ask me if I'm gonna play this. I didn't play the demo. I know you did a sponsored stream for it initially, but it looks like you kept playing it. What is the old Scarlet Nexus about? And am I good to show? I'm showing footage from 2 days ago.
I wouldn't do it today. Yeah, 2 days ago is probably fine.
Okay.
There's like a big kind of hook / reveal, but that happens it happened right at the end of the first day I streamed it. So, Scarlet Nexus is a game where the combat is really cool. It's basically an action game with lots of different inputs. You have some pretty decent character progression. You have a party of characters that you can kind of level up through a social links kind of system, and that you can also activate their powers during the fights to augment what you're doing and how your character functions. There's 2 different characters, each that has like a kind of a specialty, although they are kind of similar. And the story is pretty good. The aesthetic is very cool. The music is pretty good. The gameplay is a lot of fun. It is very fast. I don't think for people it's kind of like Ninja Gaiden-esque in a lot of ways, not necessarily difficulty, but it definitely in like how quick things can happen, especially later in the game.
Okay.
It is a very fast game. That being said, it is incredibly anime. It actually has an actual anime that releases on July 1st. And the first 2 episodes are already out, and they kind of follow the main part of the story. But the thing is like when I say it's actually anime, I mean it is very, very much and I think it's because I think the game is going to parallel the actual anime. There are lots of anime tropes. There are lots of kind of the way it delivers. A lot of the social scenes are incredibly like you are watching two anime characters talk to each other. And honestly, that's where the game has kind of lost me a little bit. There are times when the social link stuff is just like completely uninteresting, or you kind of know where it's going at the beginning, and then it just kind of goes on and on and on, kind of nailing in the same stuff, over and over. It also makes the main story kind of disjointed. That being said, it is one of those situations where I feel like the main story is actually kind of really interesting, especially when you get to the hook part. And the gameplay is also really good as well, but it kind of makes me wish like that there was a... So here's the thing. I could just play through the main game and completely ignore the side stuff, but the problem is all the side kind of social link stuff tangibly levels up the characters. They have like 6 different levels they can go through, and that makes them not only get new abilities, but like what they do is stronger. And the hard difficulty is not super easy. Like I've definitely died more than a few times on some of the, especially the boss fights, by not managing my health and stuff appropriately. So you kind of need to do the social links. So it's one of those situations where you don't really want to X through them, but on times when you don't just spam X through them, it really does kind of drag on. And sometimes that dragging on kind of leaks into the main story, where it's just like 2 characters will talk about nothing in particular or like a solid 3 to 5 minutes. And then a character will step in and be like, well, we need to go do this. And then all of a sudden it gets interesting again for like another 5 minutes. And then like it goes back to the just kind of like really long winded exposition, and then goes back to something cool. And yeah, I stuck with it for a while, and I have been enjoying it, but I don't quite know if I'm enjoying the parts that I like enough to kind of really do all that exposition-y stuff without Xing through it. And I know Twitch, doesn't want to see me just skip all that stuff. So
yeah,
I don't know. With Tarkov just coming out in Final Fantasy XIV, I'm kind of wanting to get started with that. I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep going with it.
Sure. Tarkov definitely screwed up a lot of my plans as well. So I'm right.
If there was no Tarkov, I probably would just keep playing it.
Yeah.
To be blunt.
So explain the combat, because to me, you hit on the like Ninja Gaiden, but the hell are all these things at the bottom? What does all this shit mean?
Okay, so that little he's got this thing called, I think it's called psychokinesis, which lets him basically throw anything around him at the enemy.
Okay.
And as you do your normal attacks, it builds that up. And there's this whole combo system where you can like pull anything around you and throw it at them while doing melee stuff, and you can kind of bounce between the two to just pelt an enemy. So there's all of that, and then there's this really cool kind of brain graph that spiders out that lets you put all these points you get when you level up into lots of different ways to make your character stronger. That right there, actually, and it gets bigger and bigger as you go through the game. And then on top of that, you can do this thing where you synergize with the other characters. And like one of them sets your blade on fire and gives you more moves to do. Another one makes it so you can like perceive enemies and you get a bigger dodge window and a super counter attack. One of them makes you invulnerable. One of it makes it so you can teleport around and warp right to enemies. And you actually choose at times like which ones you want with you. So it becomes interesting. Like the combat is pretty freaking cool. Not only does the brain map kind of decide what you can do, but then your party makeup also does, and then how much you've leveled your party also factors into it. And it's just, it's customizable, and it's pretty fun.
Okay.
Definitely the highlight of the game for me has been the combat.
Yeah, that when I read a handful of reviews on JPNN, it seems like that was what most people are echoing, and the story's kind of a take it or leave it / afterthought for a lot of folks.
The story is cool. Like the story is cool. It's just, it's one of those stories that has like some really cool points and reveals, but then there's just like a lot of fluff in between.
It's a
those
JRPG,
points.
Essentially.
Yeah, kind of. I want to say it's more anime.
Okay.
The story almost feels like it's like a One Piece, where it's like some episodes are really good and other entire episodes are just kind of like there and don't really do anything.
Fair.
So yeah.
The other thing I know about this game is you choose
Filler. Yes, thank you. There's the word. Filler.
Yeah.
A lot of
yeah.
filler.
The other thing I know about this is that you choose which protagonist you want to play, and that alters the story. Has chat told you how much altering there is? Like what are we talking?
Apparently pretty significantly. Yeah. Like somebody just said like playing the first 6 hours of each character divulges a lot of different stuff going on. But yeah, that not only do the characters play a little bit differently, but supposedly, and I've only played the guy, but if you play the girl, it gives you like an entirely different perspective on some of the events going on. And once you start getting to the hook part, they kind of become wildly divergent in terms of their perspectives. So
okay.
I mean, yeah, that's a really cool part of it. What I've been saying in chat is if you watch this and you like the aesthetic and the gameplay and you are a fan of anime, you'll probably really like this game. But if you're not really a fan of anime, then it's the kind of thing where even though you may find it enjoyable like I do, it's really, really anime. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right. It is
Lots
not
of
on.
filler.
It is not on Game Pass. There was a rumor a while back that it would be coming to Game Pass. It is not. It's a $60 release. I'm assuming. Is that 60 bones for this?
Sounds like it. I like we mentioned, just to make it clear, I did do a sponsor stream to start with, and they did provide a key. So I'm not sure the price. I didn't end up picking it up.
I would suspect $60 there. But yeah. Do the environments change much from this, or is it your general, you know?
The thing that I've said about the environments is the aesthetic is super cool. Like they
Okay.
do a good job with the environments. The actual layout of the levels are very basic. They're
All right.
basically just like linear corridor type levels that generally have like a little offshoot, so you can kind of like go around a corner or go down a little hall to get an item kind of thing. But they're by no means like semi-open world or anything like that. It's very linear.
Gotcha.
There is a hub system though, so there are points of the game where it kind of opens up into kind of like you can go around the city and go back and revisit areas you've been. There's kind of like very, very light side quests that just get you item rewards. I basically been told you can skip them unless you want to farm and stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's pretty linear overall.
Yep. Someone in my chat was asking the platforms. It's on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Series S,
And
as
PC.
well as PC. Yeah. Were you playing the PC version?
No, I'm playing on the Xbox. I'm playing on the Series X Xbox, and it's actually fine.
Okay.
Like people ask me like after the sponsor stream, because I got sponsored to play on the Xbox. They said, "Why didn't you go to PC?" And I was like, "Because honestly, I see no reason to." I mean, if you would have asked me 5 years ago, this game would probably be playing on 30 FPS on the console and 60 on the PC. But I mean, if you look at the graphics style, it's not going to be sizably better on the PC. It runs at 60 on the Xbox, so it's like, I mean, we finally live in a day and age where for the
Not
right
much.
games, there's really not going to be much of a difference. And I'd probably use an Xbox controller on my PC anyway. So, yeah.
It's true. It's true.
I've heard good things about the PC, though. It apparently is fine, too.
Cool. I know you also played a indie game that I am failing on the name of.
Until We Die.
Yeah, you've played a decent chunk of this.
I have played a lot of this game. I have been really enjoying it.
How's
And
it going?
I think Zeke might like it, too. It's Until We Die is Metro plus Kingdom plus Metal Slug. That is Until We Die. It is a side-scrolling, base-building Kingdom-style game. It has Twitch integration, so you can.
Really?
It automatically names all little soldiers, the people in chat, if they type something in, and you basically you are abandoned in a metro that is, and the world has been overrun by these mutant creatures, and you have to build out while managing resources. Every time the night comes, there's waves. There's two different characters you can play. One has a machine gun, one a shotgun. And you have this little army of people that you can give different professions that follow you around, that can level up, and different professions do different things, and it's really, really fun. I've actually been having a great time with it. I beat it on normal, and now I'm working on seasoned, which is the next difficulty. And there's kind of like a very light meta mechanic where if you make it certain days, and you unlock new buildings that you can then go back and use in your subsequent playthroughs and stuff. So it's one of those games that, I played it during the demo day and I just felt this urge to revisit it. And it's kind of quickly become this game that I've even played it off stream a little bit, where it's just a really fun, entertaining, rather unique game. And I definitely recommend it. It's a lot of fun.
It is out, $17. Came out on June 3rd, mostly positive on.
And the devs have a roadmap
Steam.
too. They're going to be adding new maps and new stuff like that. So yeah.
That's cool. How long did it take you to beat it on normal?
Normal, not very long. I want to say like maybe a stream or two. But then seasoned has been a little bit different. Seasoned definitely amps the difficulty up. You have to do it's one of those things where you kind of have to learn to do things in certain ways and in certain orders. But it's a natural learning process. And as you kind of figure out I got attacked on that side twice in the night, and this doesn't happen until this day, so I can do this before then to prepare for it and stuff like that. It kind of all starts clicking a little bit more.
So they don't change how it's structured in terms of the events?
Not too much.
Okay.
No, there are some random elements, but there's not a huge amount of change in terms of the overall kind of backbone of events that happens.
Cool. Is there more difficulties than seasoned, or no idea?
Yes.
Oh, there is?
Nightmare. Yes, there's a nightmare difficulty as well.
All right. Cool. Until We Die.
I may try it.
What did I say that was? $17 on Steam? Yes, $17 on.
I have definitely put in enough hours for that to be worth it for me. Yeah,
there you
easily.
go.
So
Is the game just like back and forth, back and forth?
Back and forth. That's it.
Okay.
If you see right there at the top where it says day, there's that little structure to the right, and with the 5, that's how many walls you built out that way. And you can do 6 walls in both directions, and then you can like fill in all the inside with infrastructure and stuff like that. But it's very common during the nights that the enemies will break down your walls, in which case your units will retreat to the next one and then kind of go from there. Walls can be upgraded. There's perks. You get randomized perks, so it makes each run a little bit different. Some perks are very, very strong and some not so much. Also, every time you get like major backbones done, like you build that thing up in the middle, that power station, you get like to pick one perk or another. So that can kind of mix up how you do things, and it makes the playthroughs more interesting.
Awesome. All right. That's Until We Die. Zeke, I'm sure you've gotten asked this a billion times, but I'm gonna follow along here. Are you gonna play Wildermyth? Have you heard about this game, Wildermyth? Has chat bothered you a shit ton about this game?
Yeah, I said since Dan's Gaming played it, I'm not gonna. So
okay, all right. I mean that,
but no, I
understand.
I have not actually given it a look, like a solid look yet. But I did take it. It's been suggested in my Indie Sunday category on my Discord or whatever, and I scrolled past it because like this game is too big for Indie Day. I think if I'm going to look at it, I'm going to look at it. Give it a full day of its own. That kind of thing.
Sure. And
it's Wilder.
Yeah, Wilder.
I have it on my wish list.
Yep. I have been asked if I'm gonna play this game a shit ton. Like it seems to be very well liked.
And I told my chat right away, like I looked at it, said I didn't put Wildermyth on the list, but on the menu today, but we'll look at it. I looked at it and went, I don't do that. I don't dig the Paper Mario shit. Like it's just not something I get behind. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It'd be tough for me to keep to look at it over and over. And I know it's not shouldn't be a deciding factor for a game, but it's definitely not something I jibe with, you know?
Yeah, the big pitch I think that everyone's saying is this is essentially Dungeons and Dragons, but played
that's what I keep getting told
in a different way. So I don't know.
So it is.
I don't know if that pulls you back in, but it is like random in terms of what can happen.
Okay.
Be right back.
All right.
No, and it's not graphics that I care about Celtic Knight. It's
the art,
the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be like testing my fucking 3080 RTX shit, but it has to appeal to me. Like some people like, Picasso, and some people like Van Gogh, Van Gogh or whatever. Like
Van Gogh, yes. Yeah.
I've heard it pronounced like 70 different ways, so I don't know how to do it anymore.
So what am I chat saying? You can play a single story campaign in a few hours, so Zeke wouldn't have to dedicate a full day. They all are RNG based in terms of the story that it tells, and I think the events that unfold. So there's a little bit more than just, a structured campaign, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
But I have not played it. I was curious if you guys were going to touch it at all.
If it makes any difference, like it's probably the same reason why I didn't play a shitload more of Don't Starve. Same kind of thing, like that.
Yeah.
That puppety paper aesthetic is just, I don't know.
There you go. Cohh, you spoke up when I mentioned this game. Is this something on your radar?
I've been asked a lot of times about it, but I don't really know yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing real D&D right now, so that is my big D&D fix.
Yeah.
So
hell yeah. Ink and blood.
Yeah, you guys can't connect.
Close enough. Close enough.
What else is there? I'm just kind of scanning through the stuff. Zeke, anything else on your Cohh? Deleted all his VODs, so I'm in the wrong spot here. Off the top
I did.
of my
All
head.
gone.
Did you? I saw you touched Astro's Playroom some more.
Oh, dude, I finished it.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Great game.
Fucking yeah, man! It is super, super good.
Yeah.
I did not. I thought it was a demo, man. It's all that and more. It reminded me of playing Mario 64, dude. I loved it.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it, and it's all like just playing it with chat and having them fill me in on the Easter eggs and references that I personally didn't get.
God, there's so
because
many.
there's tons of
every 5 seconds, dude.
Yeah, references to Sony exclusive or Sony properties and all that kind of stuff. And there were a few of them that I was like, I have no fucking idea what this is. Like, oh man, this was a great game back in '98, like from or 2005 PlayStation game that whatever.
Yeah, a lot of deep cuts.
But more so than anything else, like the gameplay of it was great. Looking around for like the all the artifacts, which are just like old PlayStation systems, controllers, peripherals. Those are the artifacts like this.
Yep. PS4
memory card.
Look at that thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just going back and discussing like the old days or the older days with all the equipment that we used to have and talking about the shit that worked and the shit that didn't work. Memories we had playing the old games that they were like referencing and shit. It was fantastic. But more so than that, the gameplay was great. They changed up like the stuff you did enough to keep it fresh. Like they gave like the monkey climbing parts and the rocket ship parts and the springy frog parts. Like there was lots of different gameplay elements, and the music is fucking great. Super good music.
Oh, dude,
and,
they're killer. Did you find the GPU song lyric Easter egg where they have the lyrics to the whole GPU song in like one of the coves somewhere on the
you break down a wall or whatever.
Yeah, I sat there and I sang that song.
Well, I think I sat there for like 2 or 3 minutes just watching the robot in the sky like sing the song.
There's a lot of I hope they get to make like a straight up full $60 platformer with this rather than like a packed in. Not to say that the packed in game is a discredit to the quality of the game. It's fantastic through and through, but it's definitely a 6-7 hour experience compared to like a 10-15 hour experience. They definitely have the chops though to be able to make like a competent platformer of that
absolutely
level. They're very good.
Great game.
Hell of a
and the
thing.
cool like showing off like the PS5 controller in all its glory.
Totally.
As long as you can get through a sitting without it dying.
You know what I did, Zeke?
It definitely does.
This is totally a streamer move here, but I've got. Hold on, I can't reach. Okay. In case it ever dawns upon me where I have to play a game for more than 6 hours, I have 4 PS5 controllers.
4 of them, sheesh.
Because they put out a new color. They put out 2 new colors, so I grabbed both of those as well. It's impossible.
Yeah, man.
It burns those controllers so fast. So fast. It's absurd.
Yep.
It's absurd.
Right around the 5-hour mark playing Returnal.
Yes. Yeah, it really does. Also, if you start hearing PS5 or Guilty Gear music, it's because I accidentally turned it on. And I can't get to it right now. So I guess good luck. We'll see what happens.
Enjoy the music, friends.
Yeah, if it randomly just starts blaring some like hard heavy metal rock, it's Guilty Gear on in the background somewhere.
Well, and JP, you're not saying you need 4 of those. You only need 2 to like swap out, right?
No, it's mostly a goof, but
yeah.
What was I guess Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank I definitely used 2 controllers and a single stream for that.
Okay.
Like down to the wire. I did like a 10 or 11 hour stream on one of them. I think on like the second day to like burn through Ratchet, and it was definitely 2 controllers worth. If you have all the haptics and everything, it's about 6-7 hours roughly for a controller charge from full to dead, which is just like, I mean, I understand why that controller is doing a lot, but I would hope that you only get 1 controller when you buy a PS5, right? So I would hope that
I just got a really long cable.
Yeah.
Wireless for me.
Yeah. It's totally an option for sure. The way my PS5 is sat to where I look, it
wouldn't really make sense.
Well, that, and I don't have very many cables attached to things, like my mouse is wireless and all that stuff, so I'd be worried of just like dropping a cable somewhere and clumsily pulling over a drink or something like that on my desk.
I do that.
That doesn't happen. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it happens.
You should see the beer stains.
Oh, Yeah, that's
all over the place. Everything's just sticky.
That's my biggest fear. Yeah,
just sticky.
Yeah. Well, cool. I'm glad you went back and played the old Astros Playroom.
Yeah, I honestly didn't. I did not think it was going to be. Or didn't expect it to be have as much content and be as fucking awesome as it was. It was really, really good.
Did you do any of the speedrun modes? Did you at least see the speedrun stuff?
Nope, I did not.
They straight up have like a built-in timer with like world rankings and all that stuff that is within that game, like pretty competitive. There are people constantly besting each other's scores, and you can sort by your friends or sort by like world and all that type of stuff. So they built that stuff in there in a proper way. I think that is mostly it. I on my own channel, like I said, I started a 3 Houses playthrough, but it looks like that's gonna be stopped and then restarted. And Tarkov like fucked a lot of stuff. Yeah, Tarkov is like, hey, maybe we'll do a launch, maybe there's rumors of a wipe, maybe. Then like 2 days. All right, we're doing a wipe. It's happening Wednesday. I'm in the middle of like a 90-hour potential playthrough.
Have you considered doing like both? Like doing a Tarkov?
We might do split streams. Yeah. It could potentially happen. I honestly don't know what if I put like 30 or 40 hours into Tarkov. I don't know if it's gonna like grab me this time.
I'm in
around.
that boat.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen in terms of my interest to Tarkov. So we'll see. There's not much else out, and the fact that I do have kind of like the backup of Fire Emblem in terms of the business side of things of streaming is nice. So if it doesn't grab me, I'm okay with that. I'm not necessarily gonna be super upset at it, but yeah, we'll see. It might be the type of thing where everyone's just playing that game. I'm kind of curious if they're gonna do a drop thing like they have done on previous wipes for Tarkov, because that does generate such a huge amount of new audience for that game, and those are the people that I want to fight against or play against in those servers are new folks rather than the sacriels of the world who will kill me from a mile away and I will never see them and will just absolutely obliterate me. That'll get me to like
my R-scopes.
Yeah, that'll get me to like quit the game pretty quick if I'm just getting absolutely destroyed every single round. But I haven't played yet, so I can't really speak to if there's new folks playing or what. But yeah, I started Fire Emblem. That game's still great. Music's still great. I haven't played the DLC yet, but we talked about that game 2 years ago ad nauseum, so I'd go check out those VODs if you're curious, because my opinions have not changed.
Now, are you just replaying it? Because you finished it once, didn't you?
No, so that's the thing.
You never finished it. Okay.
It came out, funny enough, it came out right before I took a 13 or 14 day trip to Sacriel's wedding in England. And so it was like 60 or 70 hours. I think it was like 55 hours, actually, in terms of playtime before I left. Took a trip, came back, was like, I don't remember anything about this game. I guess I'm going to play something else.
I was surprised how little, like when I played it today, like there were like just basic stuff. Like I kept hitting like control to crouch and I was like, wait, no, it's like what, Z and X or X and C.
Oh, you're talking
and
Tarkov.
Like
yeah.
I'm talking Tarkov.
Yeah, you're still,
just
in Tarky Brain.
I'm still on Tarky Brain. But just that whole little thing where you just leave any game for a very short period of time and all of a sudden like I was watching you play Fire Emblem, going back to a bit more contemporary, and dude, you were doing things I completely forgot existed, which was kind of interesting, like the charge thing and having the people on different sides and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I hope the reason I was asking about split streams though is I hope you're not going to stop playing it, because it has been kind of fun lurking. And
no, I will definitely. I'm going back to that game. July is broken up enough where there's not that many big releases in July. That it will definitely, like Path of Exile is getting a Zeke, brace yourself. PoE is coming in July. There will be a PoE moment on the show.
Yep.
Sometime in July. It'll either be the 16th or the 23rd, I think, for that. I don't think it's going to be the 9th. But there's also, funny enough, on the 9th is Monster Hunter Stories 2, which is apparently like a 50 to 60 hour JRPG game set in the Monster Hunter world. So maybe that'll also take up a decent amount of time as well. There's a decent amount of games. July is kind of back loaded for the month. Death's Door on the 20th. New World closed beta on the 20th. Tribes of Midgard on the 27th.
Oh, the Valheim game.
Yeah, the online Valheim game. 28th is Chernobylite. The Ascent, which is that Cyberpunk multiplayer game, on the 29th as well. Oh
yeah, we should try that.
Yeah, there's definitely games coming out towards the later half of July with, at least for me and Co and other PoE heads, somewhere PoE will come out in there. Like I said, the 16th or the 23rd. So we'll see. I definitely will finish Fire Emblem, or at least go back to it. I never finished it in the first place, so I really want to, because that game's great. The music in that game is definitely worth entrance alone if you have never played it on the Switch, and the combat is super fun. Just like you were talking about Scarlet Nexus, the story is, for me, take it or leave it. I'm sorry, Co, but I'm skipping out on Doo-Doo. I'm not talking to him at all in my playthrough. So we all have we can all be wrong sometimes. Yeah, I've got Hilda. All right, I've got Hilda.
Hilda all the way, 100%.
Hilda's bae.
I still remember. I only played like 20 hours, and I still remember that was my fave.
I'll say this, man. My level ups so far in this game have been fucking atrocious. They are just like, I've gotten. Oh my god. I'm actually contemplating if I do take a break from the game, I might restart my 10-hour playthrough, because the levels have been so bad.
Really? That bad?
Almost, yeah, I'm like level 9 or 10 on most people, and apart from like one actual level on, like, I don't know, maybe it was Claude or something like that, every single one has been like +2 or +1 to 2 stats, and that's it. There's been, and they've all been like off stats, like very little strength, very little magic, very little resistance, defense. It's all, yeah, they're very dexterous, is mostly where my level ups have swung. But I would hate to restart that and get the same shit. So maybe I shouldn't. We'll see. It doesn't matter too much on hard mode. Merciless, by the way, the new mode that they added to that game, don't play that. If you're playing on the first, don't play that. It's bad.
Truly merciless.
Oh, it's a mother. The first tutorial fight, all of the enemies have silver swords, which is not something you get to like 15 or 20 hours into the game on your character for the first playthrough. And they start reinforcements on turn 1, and I think they also all have counterattack or some shit like that, or maybe crit from the silvers. Some absurd thing to where it's just like, oh, these guys are 7 or 8 levels above you, and they have insane items on the first thing. Seems very, very crazy. Most people actually cheese it and go all bows on Merciless, so that you don't actually have to fight in melee range.
So not taking damage, Wakes. I mean, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how hard they hit, right?
Yeah, that's what I've seen.
Oh my lord.
Anyways, we timed that nicely. Let's do some shout outs. So then Co's gonna go load a horse.
Yeah,
the natural thing.
Horse.
He's got to make sure that horse loads. You know?
I'm gonna go see a man about a horse.
Do you just have a guy standing out there right now like, he's coming, we gotta load this fucking horse, but he's not gonna load himself? Is that what it's like?
Actually, I think I'm just gonna ride him to the new house. Yeah.
All right, look forward to the IRL stream of co-riding to his new house. Not only will he dox himself, he'll do it on horseback. It'll be great.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah.
2 for 1. A toof. We call that a twofer.
That's a twofer. Zeke, do some shout outs for us.
Will do. Hey, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Co and JP for being my co-hosts and cohorts and all that shit every week. My name is Ezekiel the Third. You can find me at /Ezekiel_III on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, all the good stuff, Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. We do upload like minute videos to those things, so if you want to check those out, do it. I think they're actually Ezekiel the Third all spelled out though, because they don't do underscores on Insta and TikTok.
Okay.
Anyway, if you want to catch me streaming video games, I think I'm gonna get after some Returnal here.
Nice.
In about an hour and a half from now. So if you want to check that out, I'm going to go run some errands, have some lunch, and then we'll come back about an hour and a half, and we'll get on that Returnal. Would it be a spoiler to say like what biome I'm doing?
No, you're doing biome
really.
4.
Yeah. I'm on biome 4. So if you want to know, that's where I'm at. So if you want to come check me out, that's I'll be doing a little shorter stream. and then we'll try and finish it, or this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever it takes. So that's all I got. Thank you.
There you go. That was me taking the fall for the spoil. So now if people get upset, they're mad at me, not Zeke, for saying
well hosted.
There's at least 4 biomes.
Oh my God. I didn't go that far. Well, now Twitter.com/Zeke.
Why don't you just play the game for them, Zeke?
Jesus. It's insane. Like,
then they could just watch you.
Yeah.
That's a given from what I said, from what you said. Or might be the end, but it might not be. How about that?
I mean, I'm not even going to play the game at this point.
I didn't even know there were biomes.
Yeah.
So I'm not even...
No.
Anyway, as always, thank you to JP and Zeke. And as always, appreciate you guys watching. My name is Cohh. Hi. I am off for the rest of today. I'm going to be doing some moving stuff. Although I might try to do a stream from my new house this evening. It is going to be on Janktastic internet. But that drops frames all the time, but it might work for a little bit. So maybe we'll play some until we die and hang out. I don't know. We'll see. But I will be back tomorrow morning, probably for some Escape from Tarkov for probably at least a few hours until my normal Thursday half day. And then on Friday, we're going to go ahead and announce this now. Friday from 8 to 10, probably going to start with some Tarkov or something. And then at 10 a.m. on Friday, the Final Fantasy XIV begins. I'm going to start the character, log him in for the first time on Friday at 10 a.m. ET. So if you want to join us then, we'll probably have guild information then if you want to join us and all that fun stuff. So hope to see you. If you do want to join us, by the way, we're on Aether on Genova, and you'll probably want to make your character early, because as we were talking about earlier today in the stream, the server kind of goes up and down. So for when you can make a character, it's best to try like on weird hours, NA time.
Yep.
Later, right, JP? Later in the evening and stuff like that?
Middle, Cohh's stream start, if you're up, is usually a good time.
Like
for that
most
to
of the
be
people
open.
that'll be watching.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So anyway, appreciate you guys being here. If I don't see you in the channel, see you next week here on Drop Frames.
Yeah. Enjoy those cutscenes. You're going to be watching them for about 3 hours.
Okay.
Have you discussed what happens if the first guild fills up? Are you making a second one? What's the plan with that?
I actually wanted to chat with you about that. I figured someone would probably have more experience. I don't know yet. I know that we're going to be doing a very kind of high activity style guild. So we'll probably be knocking people out maybe as early as like the PoE guild, like 72 hours of inactivity.
Yeah.
Unless you talk to somebody like going on vacation or something, we'll probably pop you out, but you can always come back in later.
Gotcha.
But yeah, probably going to be just a very highly very active guild.
Gotcha. Yeah, one of the officers of COT already sent me a message of finding a random sprout in a random zone entitled Bow Barnage, the bunny archer. So
it begins.
Brace yourself, Genova.
Yeah.
The coalition is invading. Yeah, rip that
Mr.
server.
Bow Barnage, I see we meet again.
Rip that server.
No, I'm Cohh Carneg. I am real Cohh. Don't look into it, but I am Cohh.
There you go. There you go. Are free trials allowed? I don't think free trials can join FCs. I think you have to have a
wily Square Enix.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't think you can join FCs as a free trial, and I know you definitely cannot trade as a free trial.
You cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to be that full-fledged real boy or girl or NB or bunny.
Yeah.
Or Lalafell.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of things. Real quick, I'll do some shout outs. Mention this thing here as I unfold it, and I can get it off my desk finally. It's on
cool.
sale
Yes.
for one more, actually half a day. It goes off sale tonight at midnight my time, 1 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning, if you want to grab it. And then it will be gone forever. And it will be the last shirt that we sell in June of 2021, as Cohh so eloquently put.
So we've been told.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to be jumping into some Tarkov here in about an hour and a half with Sips. We'll do that till about 7 p.m. Eastern. And then I got to go get the old dog. But I'm interested to see what happens in the old Tarky. I haven't played in a while, so we'll see how that goes. Sips is always fun. It'll be a race to see which one of us kills each other first. But before we jump into that, we will be doing a little bit of JPN and catching up on any of the smaller news tidbits that have occurred, as well as the rumors and everything. So if you want to come watch that, by all means, feel free to come on over. Channel's not even going to go offline. We're just going to transition into the old JPN. So
answer question, chat. Yes, the shirts do ship globally.
Yes, they do. And it's also thanks to Design by Humans. I was not aware of this. It's also not like crazy shipping. I think someone in the UK got like a $4 or $5 ship on that. And it seems to be, I think they have like 212 different countries which they ship to. So definitely check it out.
JP has a link, and you can also find it on my side.
Yes.
Cohh.tv/DF shirt. Drop frame shirt. DF shirt.
They made that JP/DF. Doesn't matter which one you use. It. No.
They just go to the same place.
They just go to the same place. Yeah. Whichever you feel like typing in, please do so and support us. We need to eat. Zeke needs to eat. We got to feed Zeke. The poop group doesn't fund itself, guys. Okay. Look forward to the, the Patreon. Patreon.com/poop group.
Suggested tips.
Onlypoops.com coming soon.
Oh God.
Does that actually, I kind of want to Google that, but I really don't feel like destroying my search history.
No.
Fight the urge, bud. Fight it.
Terrible choice of words. We'll see you guys next time on Drop Frames every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Oh, also, thanks to everyone on the Phil Spencer show that listened to it. I got a notification on chartable.com that we were the top 100 podcast in the U.S., Great Britain, Australia, like 2 or 3 other places. So thank you guys.
Wow, the whole world?
Yeah, the whole couple. Well, no, only the U.S. and Great Britain and Australia. Everywhere else, we weren't charting, unfortunately. So after it only took 7 years, something like that.
Yeah.
For us to chart. But yeah, we do appreciate it. Thanks for leaving the reviews and grabbing us through the podcast feeds. So that's that, though. We're going to get out of here. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week on another episode of the Old Drop Frames. Have a good one. Bye-bye.